We got to set you up with some. Oh, are we live now?
Yep.
Okay.
Welcome to TrendSpider Live, everybody. Today we're going live for Hood earnings, Robinhood, and we're joined with Gary from Daily Stock Picks. What's going on, Gary?
Well, and we were just talking. What we got to do, Mike, we got to get you intro music, which I have on my podcast. I had AI write it all completely. It's fantastic. And I was just touting your thumbnail guy, Ryan. Is it?
Everybody loves him.
He's so good. It's
so hilarious. Good. This one, if you guys didn't see the thumbnail on YouTube, go check it out. It's honestly hilarious. Sometimes I don't even notice the details until like later on. Like there's a Coinbase one that Ryan made with Brian Armstrong, and is the CEO's name. And then you got like someone else like JD Vance's like meme head at the top. I just noticed today.
He did Sailor and Tom Lee, I think, together or something.
Oh, that one was goated too. Yeah.
That's a great one. God, he's good.
You gotta love the Tom Lee jokes. And Sailor. Yeah, we were live for a MicroStrategy. You take a look at that one real quick here. As you can see, MicroStrategy down in the dumps still.
I will tell you
on earnings.
Sidekick loves MicroStrategy for some reason.
Really?
I don't know why. It loves, like, every time you ask it about Sidekick, it says, hey, you know, it's perfect. Sidekick says MicroStrategy is an absolute buy the dip.
That's hilarious. Speaking of Sidekick, though, I asked Sidekick about the Robinhood earnings. Also, if you guys are out there in the chat, let us know. Go ahead and say what's up. We got someone from your side over here on, Gary. That's Lalo Simpson, I believe. How's it going today?
It's Lalo. Potato.
Yeah. But let's see what we're expecting for Robinhood. We see a 1.3 billion revenue expectation, 1.3 billion. Let me get my reports tab over here into a new column.
Get ready, Mike, because I tell people, you know, you guys have those 52 trainings available for the top level.
Yeah.
I tell people that is the greatest like literally, if you're buying the bottom level of TrendSpider, you're buying the Temu version, because the actual like Amazon version where you get the 52 training sessions per year, this is my training session. This is how I literally log in. And so, Mike, get ready for me to ask you shit that I don't use on TrendSpider, because I don't use half.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, like I'm still learning stuff myself, and teaching people, going on these lives makes me learn a ton, just because I get all these questions about people that trade, you know, different ways than I trade. By the way, if you guys know, I have no idea what TrendSpider is, go to trendspider.com. I'll leave a link down below in the chat as well.
I got to defend myself
for a trial today.
Nader's calling me a degen. I'm not a degen. Nader owns
on Nader.
By the way, Brad and Dan, if you're listening, Nader's got a kid on the way. Please give him a raise because he invested in Trump coin.
There you go. Trump coin. Yeah, Bitcoin. Trump coin also been.
What do you think about Bitcoin?
In the dumps. What do I think about Bitcoin? I mean, I don't know. It's in an interesting spot. I mean, it's so weird because it goes back and forth from like everybody hates it. It looks like it's going to zero. And then all of a sudden it starts pumping again. And everyone's like, it's the future of money. I mean, I think it's not a great look that gold and silver are doing what they're doing right now. And Bitcoin is not.
They call Bitcoin the digital gold. But recently I've been hearing Bitcoin people say, hey, gold is Bitcoin without the tech risk.
Yeah, and then Bitcoin is gold without the digital or the physical risk.
Yeah.
Because also you can't go into like sell your silver right now at the actual price. That's like a big thing that people are saying in favor of Bitcoin too. Like you go to sell your silver, they're not going to pay you nearly what it's trading at, like the futures are trading at or whatever. And Nader says Bitcoin is a scam.
I can literally watch Nader's you know, get it going crazy right now. I will tell you my strategy on Bitcoin is I will at peak, I will hold 10% of my net worth in Bitcoin. And if it goes to 11%, I'll sell 1% of it. And I'll just do that all day. And today I'm sitting at a loss, but I think it's, you know, 5% of my net worth, which is down 50%, which is fine because it got to like 12% and I took some profits off the table, and it's money that I don't need. I'll never realize if I lose it. And if you're leveraged, so be it. I'm not a leverage guy.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's honestly that's basically what I was going to say. Like, if you want to play it, you probably just want to hold it. just sit there and hold it. I mean, there's not much. You can try to trade it back and forth, but I mean, if it's really going to be like the future, just hold it. I mean, it's going to friggin' moon if that's actually going to be true one day. So yeah, I think that's honestly probably the best way to trade or just, invest, I guess, in Bitcoin itself. So I would agree with that. We got Stock Pivot. It says Bitcoin is and will become institutional money as they buy out all of Bitcoin cheap, and they will offer product against Bitcoin like ETF and Treasury. Yeah, I mean, they've already been doing that. They have the IBIT ETFs. You got, what is it, BMNR? They even have it for Ethereum now.
I know.
Which is doing phenomenal, by the way. Look at BMNR, just killing it.
And I will tell you, BMNR, I actually tax loss harvested in November, and I will get back in when it starts to turn around.
Yeah,
I think that's Ethereum. I'm more bullish on than Bitcoin, but I'll hold 4 or 5% of my stuff of my net worth in Ethereum. I just again, it's money that I'm never gonna. If it goes to zero, I'm fine. But I just think Ethereum is actually better for me.
Yeah. Honestly, like I'd say just pick a few cryptos. Like if I were to invest more into crypto, like I hold a little bit, not a lot, of Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum. I think that's it. Solana is sick because you get all that APY too. Like I don't know what it's paying now, but it's like 6-7%, which means it's just constantly, like if you stake it, that is, which means it's just constantly, it's like interest, like dividends essentially, and it's giving you more Solana coin.
I like that one. I haven't gotten into it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they all look like absolute trash right now, but I mean,
but that's when you buy.
Load up.
Yeah,
absolutely. So
what do you think of Robinhood? What were we were on Robinhood since the earnings are coming up 10 minutes.
I love Robinhood as a company, as a product. I have a Robinhood account that I use, and look at this. I just drew a line right here at 85. That is the basically the IPO peak, I guess, in 2021. I'm on the weekly chart right now, and we're reacting right against it right now. It might even be better to just go ahead and draw this box, because this is going to be the 2 pivot levels that are going to need to hold for the stock to not. I mean, you can already argue that the trend has broken. I mean, it broke this pivot level right here, and it's not looking super hot. Everyone's expecting them to be earnings, as they always do. Let's take a look at what Sidekick has to say. Screw what I have to say.
I know.
Don't take advice from me. Sidekick says hold before earnings. This is a prompt that I've made. If you guys don't know what Sidekick is, it is TrendSpider's AI stock trading agent. Not even just stock trading. You can use it for crypto, Forex, and all of that stuff. But this is what it says about Hood. We're expecting 1.3 billion in revenue for the quarter. Let's see. And it's saying hold because there's too much uncertainty with binary catalysts. It's talking something about Trump accounts. So some recent news. What is this? Robinhood is being considered.
They get the Trump accounts
to oversee. Government sponsored children's accounts.
Yeah. I mean, that's
uncertain.
So it's uncertain because are they going to be the actual custody holder of it? And I think that's priced in. So if it's not going to happen, they say, well, that's actually not the custody holder, then maybe the stock goes down.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's pricing it in now. But I mean, in the stock market, or the Robinhood stock is dropping right now. So I guess, I don't know. If they
come out at 405,
that would be quite insane. Let's ask Sidekick. Tell me more about this Trump, what they call it, account news. How much additional users and potential revenue do you think that could bring?
It's a lot. I know that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I haven't looked that deep into it, but it's basically like every kid is going to get like $1,000 in a brokerage or something, right?
Yeah. So everybody born gets $1,000 into a brokerage. They're not allowed to touch it until they're 18, and there's some talk about trying to make that 65 to try and fund their actual retirement.
Huh, that's
Which would
interesting.
even bring more fees. Again, if you can create an account at birth for $1,000 and you hold it till 65, imagine the fees that the custody owner gets.
That's true. I mean, that's great. Yeah, it depends what you put it in, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it says government initiative for children born between 2025 and 2028, which is interesting. It's a few-year window. Apparently there's a Super Bowl commercial for it
There
promoting
was a
free
Super Bowl
money.
commercial for the Trump accounts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's interesting. So it's saying, this is kind of funny math right here. 3.6 to 3.8 million births annually in the US, which means about 14 million to 15 million eligible kids. If Hood captures 25 to 40% of that, that's up to 6 million new accounts. And for context, they have 24 million currently. So, I would add like a quarter, like 25%, which is pretty big. I mean, just free money there. And yeah, zero CAC, customer acquisition costs. They're just going to get them if they
Yep.
do.
And they've talked about how much they actually make from each customer. Now that might come down with a kid who can't necessarily access it.
Well, that's great. Well, I mean, I bet you we'll see if Robinhood does this, if they put it in their own, like they have like their self-directed funds or whatever, I forget what it is, they'll probably take a percentage of it. But this is what Sidekick is saying. It's saying conservative up to 200 million annually,
Yeah.
including, asset management fees, parent cross-sell and modest trading. Optimistic up to $1 billion annually, which would be doubling their revenue. So yeah, it's huge. It really is huge. I guess Kathy Wood is betting big on it. And
It's
everyone
funny because I
go
did
ahead.
a comparison in my other I'm a affiliate for Seeking Alpha 2, and I did a comparison. One of the things I noticed was in the growth. So I did a comparison between Robinhood, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Citigroup, and Bank of America. Robinhood revenue is growing 74% year over year, whereas JP Morgan revenue is growing less than 1% per year.
Yeah. That's an interesting comparison. I'd say Goldman Sachs might be a little better, maybe, or Morgan Stanley, I guess. But
Well, I
not
think
even.
you're seeing Schwab get killed today
Oh
based
yeah.
on AI. Schwab, I guess there was an AI platform that came out to avoid advisor fees. And so
Hmm.
Schwab in particular is just getting destroyed, while Robinhood is barely being touched because they're assumed to already start using AI in there. They don't get a lot of advisor fees anyway. They just get
Yeah,
that gold fee.
exactly. They don't even really get much fees. They barely just started getting into that in general. But yeah, Schwab only has I mean, their revenue has actually been growing pretty well
Yeah.
from like 5 to 6 billion over the last couple of years. But I mean, Robinhood, I mean,
But
they
look
just
at
hit
that.
over a billion.
And I'm a big Schwab guy. Go back to that chart
Yeah.
that you just had on Schwab. I'm a big horizontal line guy. Draw a horizontal line right at that 99 on that last chart. I think, yeah, right there at like 99. Look at that. You've had a pop in January of 2022, January 20 or June 20 and July 2025. Look at how that is like a clear, hey, buy below this line and sell above it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it'll probably get stuck in here. I mean, Schwab is one of those things that's like, I don't know. Their growth is probably not going to be insane. I mean, actually, they grow like 20% ish in revenue per quarter recently, which has been pretty good. It's been growing steadily recently as the market has been doing, pretty well.
They are trading at 18 times forward earnings, just so you know,
Yeah.
which
No,
is
I love Schwab.
huge
Schwab
for
and
a bank.
Robinhood are my brokers.
Are
So,
they?
yep. Yep.
Huh. Let me talk to you off air about Fidelity.
I mean, I've just been using Schwab forever. It's cool. Is Fidelity traded?
I think so, but I don't invest in those I'm a large cap tech guy, so Schwab and
Yeah. Yeah,
Fidelity.
no, right.
Schwab I did buy at 40 back in the 2024 area, I think. I sold at about 60. So during that banking crisis when the CEO bought $1 million worth.
Yeah. Well, I would actually really like, or in general, I feel like it's a good comparison to Robinhood, or at least the best one, if you had to pick one, is Interactive Brokers. They
Yes.
are, I mean, again, maybe not the greatest comparison because it's very much tailored toward a lot more advanced traders, whereas Robinhood is kind of the opposite, but they have similar revenues, you know, that 1.64 billion revenue. That was the bell. Let's go up to Robinhood.
Dude, where'd you get that bell from?
That was on my Thinkorswim, I think, my
That's
broker.
awesome. That's awesome.
I didn't even know you could hear that. It's funny.
Yeah. Kudos.
Yeah.
See, Mike comes prepared. By the way, Robinhood is at 405. What did Sidekick said stay away from it until earnings?
I believe it said hold.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think my Sidekick response was it doesn't do really well over earnings. So by the way, I got some alerts on my 4-hour algorithm.
Sorry,
we will put it here. My 4-hour algorithm says buy TQQQ and buy Robinhood on the 4-hour candle. So it said Robinhood at $86. So we'll see if that's right.
No, this is, I always love watching Robinhood earnings. I don't know why. It's just, I feel like it's such a great, just insanely, like their innovation is off the chart. Someone mentioned, he was like, you guys haven't even mentioned prediction markets yet. I mean, yeah, Robinhood is getting into everything. Like prediction markets are going insane.
And the Super Bowl.
Trading,
I mean,
Robinhood and Kalshi and Polymarket. And yeah, the Super Bowl just happened, obviously. Even I almost threw a bet in on it. I didn't.
I did on Webull, not my Robinhood, because Robinhood annoys the hell. Yeah, so you can do prediction markets on Webull as well. Anything that you can do on Robinhood, you can do on Webull. I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
Like a year
I have
later.
both. Yeah, a year later. Exactly. That's why you bet on Robinhood. I mean, pull up the bull chart. The bull chart just looks like crap compared to Robinhood.
Yeah, it's been brutal, but I don't mind bull. I mean, I think, yeah, it's a good Robinhood competitor.
It was a SPAC. I'll never invest in something that comes out as a SPAC. I mean, it just doesn't make sense for me.
Yeah. Well, that was Palantir, SoFi. Robinhood was a direct listing, which also was not great at IPO, but Robinhood really did turn itself around.
Did you have Sidekick look at the previous earnings responses, like the way the stock reacts?
I don't know if I did in this prompt or not.
Bull case. Oh, that's the Trump accounts.
But I have another prompt that I send in after the numbers come in that will.
After the numbers come in, let's go over Credo from my podcast, because that's just absolute gold. So everybody knows. I mean, that's just, and it's just the latest example. And in my podcast chat on Substack for the newsletter, we have example after example of people who subscribe to TrendSpider using Sidekick to actually find support and resistance. And Credo, we have an exact timeline from January 22nd until yesterday. And it just outlined it perfectly. Bought the dip.
Yeah. By the way, the link to Gary's Substack is in the YouTube description below. I believe it is completely free. So make sure you go sign up for that. Gary's always, surprised me with different Sidekick prompts, different trade ideas using Sidekick and TrendSpider in general. He has this 4-hour algorithm. So definitely be sure to check out his podcast and Substack below.
I'm just a douche on the internet, Mike. I'm just a douche. I mean, I am probably your least talented trader that you guys have on live. I am probably the most entertaining, but the least talented. I mean, I do horizontal lines. I don't do like, head and shoulders or patterns or anything, but I've got a pretty good system that over the years has done really well. Identifying big winners.
Yeah, you got a strategy. You're way ahead of most people that, don't even have TrendSpider, don't even have any sort of strategy whatsoever.
And like I said, those 52 trainings that you guys give away per year on that top, that is such the hack that once a week I can go, say for instance, I'm a guy that wants to use Sidekick and I use up like 30 messages in like a week and something. Well, if you have that once a week training, you can go to the training and just go, okay, can you ask on your platform what Sidekick thinks of this? And then your trainer's asking it and you're not using your Sidekick messages.
That's true. That's a fair point. Fair point. Just message into the contact us below here. Can you run this prompt for me?
Yeah. Okay, it's
That's funny.
404 and wow, it's going up.
Yeah, someone said check ALAB. Hold on. We got 1 minute until Robinhood comes
Yeah, we
out.
want
I
to watch
do want to.
Robinhood.
Yeah. Oh, there she goes.
Oh,
Oh no.
sidekick nails it again. Oh, that's painful. Oh,
Yep, not looking super hot so far. Let me add this new indicator from Rock Reagan here, this after hours change percent. You got minus 6% so far. Very nice indicator that I used for these lives now. Just the after hours and pre-market change percentages. Now I don't have to sit there and keep drawing lines. Very cool.
that is awesome. Is that free?
Yeah, just go. I'll find it on the store and drop a link in the chat for anyone that
Awesome.
wants to check it out.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah. I think it's just called After Hours Change Percent by Rock Reagan.
I'm refreshing my earnings hub to see the actual earnings. You guys have it though, don't you?
Let's take a look. Refresh this news. Don't see it yet. We should get it pretty soon.
I don't see it yet either. It's funny because Earnings Hub says, and I know Hamid, who's the CEO of Earnings Hub, he's been buying the dip on Robinhood. And I will tell you, I think below 80 is a pretty good price for Robinhood.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really in Robinhood anymore. Love the company, so I'm honestly kind of glad they're coming down. Sorry to anyone in Robinhood, but yeah, I mean, I think this company is a great, just long-term hold personally.
Yeah. I
They're
mean,
the
you're
ones that got me into
still,
stocks. Really?
yeah. I mean, I think you're not alone. I mean,
No, definitely not.
we talked about, Schwab being 18 times forward earnings. This one's 37 times forward earnings.
Yeah.
So it's expensive, but with 75% revenue growth year over year, I think you're getting an opportunity to buy it after hours at a pretty good price, to be honest with you, because I think under 80, it's an opportunity. And again, you're already over 80.
Yep, sitting there right at 80 as we speak.
There we go. Okay.
Back and forth.
Revenue missed by 3%, 3.74.
Oh no.
And earnings per share was up 4.76 against estimates. But earnings, the actual revenue missed, which by the way, that's not good.
Yeah, so here's the official numbers. EPS beat at 66 cents versus 62-cent estimate. Sales miss 1.283 versus the 1.34 billion. That is barely growth from the last quarter. Significantly less growth than previous. Wow.
The call is going to be key on this one because if they go into Kalshi and all the other prediction markets have said that the Super Bowl was the biggest thing ever. And even DraftKings said they saw a huge increase in users. So I'm kind of thinking that the degenerates with an IRA account that could bet, in Robinhood where you got some money, like me, I had a couple $100 extra. I bet the Patriots to win with no points. So just outright money line. And I lost. I think I lost.
Yeah, that was a brutal one to watch. Terrible game, in my opinion. I mean, it's great defense by the Seahawks, but
but you're already up over 80.
Yep. Yeah, someone asked, by the way, in the chat, why is Signal Stack so expensive? Can it be part of the package competitors like TradingView or Ultraday for Crypto offer? TradingView doesn't offer anything that Signal Stack offers.
No. TradingView sucks. I know you guys hate me saying that because I think some people use it, but it's trash. And I'll tell you why it's trash, Mike. Here's the thing. TradingView doesn't, you guys have this contact us button in the bottom right that when I first got into TrendSpider in 2020, I think it was, where I started using TrendSpider right after the COVID crash, because I wanted to find a platform that was good. I asked you guys and I asked TradingView the same exact question. It took TradingView 3 weeks to answer my question, and they didn't even answer it. And you guys, within like 10 minutes, answered my question.
Yeah, we're the I'd say like boutique TradingView. Like you're gonna get priority support. You're gonna have access to people practically all the time. actual traders. TradingView is just like you're nothing, you're nobody. You're just part of the.
I'd rather use Active Trader Pro from Fidelity than TradingView. I mean, that was my choice prior to going out and looking for paying for a tool. And I use you guys because I didn't want to look at charts all day. I set up my strategy, I put it in there, I look at a stock, I say, okay, I'm feel fun. You know, I abide by the Warren Buffett rule. If you're not willing to hold a stock for 10 years, I don't want to hold it for 10 minutes. I will trade a stock for 10 minutes that I don't mind holding for 10 years, like Robinhood. I wouldn't mind buying Robinhood at 80 bucks, even if it dips down to 70. I think I'm still holding Robinhood at like 130. I'm fine. You know, I'll probably sell that after these earnings and wait 30 days. And because I don't think it's going to 133 in 30 days from 70.
Yeah, no. But
so I'll sell it, tax loss harvest it, and be fine. Buy it back in 30 days.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's a good point. Wash sale rule, definitely good to avoid that. Absolutely. Hopefully you don't miss out on too much of the upswing, if any.
Right.
And speaking of that, Robinhood does have a feature where you can actually tax lot. I forget what they called it, but if you have like multiple buys for a single stock, you can specifically sell the ones that you bought higher, so you get more of a tax benefit, if that makes sense, like tax lot harvesting efficiency. I don't know exactly what it's called, but really cool feature that I've used on there.
By the way, somebody asked about ALAB.
Yeah, I just pulled up. I'm also looking at net. I don't see the numbers yet.
Cloudflare comes out at 415.
Right.
ALAB, this one killed it on earnings, and it's getting destroyed. Down 4%.
Well, yeah, down 2%. Let's see.
It's bouncing.
58 cent beats 51, or 58 cents came in, beat 51 cent estimate. Sales 270 beating. Yeah, they killed it. And then let's see the forward guidance. Better EPS forward guidance than expected, and way better sales guidance than expected. So quad beat, you could call it. They beat EPS and revenue and forward guidance on EPS and revenue. So yeah, and they're down, of course, 2%.
I'll tell you what's up, and I don't see the numbers yet, is Upstart, UPST.
Interesting.
They're up 11%, 7% you guys have.
Yeah. Upstart. We also have Lyft, someone mentioned, that's reporting. Ooh, Lyft down 13%.
Oh, they missed on revenue.
But they're adding $1 billion to the stock buyback program, which is an entire quarter of revenue, it looks like.
That might be a crazy good stock to buy the dip on.
You're not wrong. Lyft is one that I'm kind of interested in. Let's see how Uber is doing.
They're getting killed because of the robo-taxi, but I'm telling you, Lyft and Uber are where people are going. You're going to have to download a separate app to get like the Tesla thing. Nobody's downloading a separate app to get Tesla. Waymo realized this, and now they're partnering with Uber.
Yeah. I think they might have it in the Tesla app. I have no idea, but I think I agree. I think you're going to be able to call a Tesla in the Uber and Lyft apps. I don't see why they would not do that. It would be completely dumb if Tesla did not do that, because they have so much of the actual customer base already.
I'll tell you, Mike, I took my car, and I think I've been on live with you since Christmas, but over Christmas and Thanksgiving, I drove to New Jersey and back, and I didn't have to do anything other than when I got to the charger, I had to plug it in. Today, I went to the Tesla dealership. The car just drives you and kind of, it's 100%. Just, I can't imagine that they don't get this right based on the intelligence of the way my car drives today. It blows me away.
Yeah, I believe it. Their AI is improving like crazy. I don't know. They still they're still behind. Sorry. Allergies, dude. Every time spring comes around, I get destroyed.
Is it spring where you live?
Well, it's
already
like February. So it's not actually spring, but allergies are here. That's all I know. That's my spring indicator when I start dying.
You're funny.
Yeah. But let me see. What else is reporting today? We saw Upstart. Let's see.
What I'm looking forward to, by the way, tomorrow.
What was that?
I don't know who you have live tomorrow, but App Lovin' is one that I'm super.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll be watching out for sure.
I'm bullish on that one.
It's a good name. I was in it. I eventually did get stopped out on a strategy that I run before I dipped too much, but it's a great stock to just hold probably long term. If you look at, yeah, again, revenue is just growing like crazy. And it just recently bounced off this pivot level, looks like right here also. So definitely want to keep on the radar. Reddit also got creamed lately too. It's just yeah, I don't know. The tech market has not been good. I mean, really, Microsoft.
I heard somebody today say it's, by the way, Microsoft at under $400, just buy it all day long. I mean, that's a generational dip that you're looking at right there, that I think it's trading at 24 times forward earnings. And you're telling me that they're not going to blow it away at some point in time and be back or up above $500?
Yeah. Honestly, I did buy a little bit of Microsoft on the recent dips. By the way, ALAB, I think, just came out right here. Did we already see? Oh, we already saw ALAB, right?
We saw it just
Yeah.
tank. It's down. It's actually recovering a little bit. It was
Oh,
good
now it's back
earnings.
down. It was great earnings. It was great earnings. Looks like Nader bought the dip. All right. Oh, hopefully you meant the dip after the earnings.
What'd you buy the dip on? Oh, damn Hood.
Said
Yeah,
Robinhood.
I think Hood, I'll tell you, let me look at my 4 hour. My 4 hour, it makes you 380% versus 671% buy and hold. It wins 55% of the time. It said get in at 85. So it'll be interesting to see if this is one of the 45% losses that it has over the last 2 years. But its average win on the algorithm, 25% on that strategy. So average win 25%, average loss is 5%. They tell you cut your win, hold on to your winners and cut your losers.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 100% agreed.
I think if you got it, Nader, I think if you got it under $80, that's a good price. I don't think it's a bad price. Do I think it could go lower? Absolutely. I think it depends. Like Sidekick said, Sidekick nailed it perfectly. If they don't get those Trump accounts, I think you're going to see the stock. I think that's priced into the stock, and I think you see it dip a little bit. But I think every dip that you see in Robinhood, Mike said it perfectly. They're the ones that got him into trading. You got fireworks, right, Mike?
Fireworks.
Every time you traded.
Oh, yeah.
Do you get fireworks when you lose money on a trade?
I actually have no idea. I didn't even know that
either.
Do they actually do that? I don't know.
They do. Yeah. When you buy it, has like fireworks and it says.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't really like actively trade on Robinhood. It's kind of just like almost like not a savings, but I just add money into it on auto deposit, get the APY. I got the gold card recently, the gold credit card, which is
you did?
awesome. Yeah. It's great. 3% back on everything.
Wow.
Already paying for gold anyway. So,
and it's only, I think it's 5%, $5 a month for gold, right? So $60 a year that you're paying.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I have, some of my cash making APY. Robinhood is absolutely losing money on me. Sorry, Robinhood. It's probably happening to a lot of people, but they're probably making it back somehow from gold subscriptions, from now credit card revenue. But yeah, Robinhood pays me way more money than I pay them in gold, especially now with the card.
Yeah. By the way, Research asked about Vertiv. I will give you a real-time take on Vertiv. I literally asked Sidekick yesterday. I bought January 2nd, I think. And I put in the dollar amount that I purchased into my Sidekick prompt. And I was up. I asked it yesterday. I said, hey, going into earnings, should I hold through earnings? And I didn't ask a persona. I asked the neutral analyst. So I didn't have Karen. And it said, dummy, you're up 22% on a 20 grand buy. Take at least half off and sell half, and then do it later. I think I sold it 208 for half of my lot, so I'm good.
There you go.
What was that? 22% is like 4 or 5 grand, something like that.
It's a fake breakout. You sold it right when all the other computers sold. Everyone buying the breakout.
Yeah. And so
nice.
I don't know what their earnings are going to do, but Sidekick told me, and again, I think their earnings are tomorrow. So you'll have to look at this tomorrow. Yeah, just send me an RIP or a douchebag you sold.
Will do. Will
Uh,
do.
but these are paper hands; they're not diamond hands. Sidekick will get you out by the way. I think it gets you out sometimes a little bit early, but again, we got to go through the credo, my newsletter, and show you the timeline and the
Yeah.
screenshots.
No, we can do that for sure. Let me just analyze Hood real quick. I just threw in this prompt to Sidekick. So before it said hold, and now they just reported earnings. I'm not thinking it's going to say buy. It doesn't have the come on,
The
hold on.
earnings.
It should be able to check out the news feed at least. And by the way, I don't know if you knew this, Gary. Sidekick has access to earnings call transcripts now. So if you don't want to sit there and listen to the earnings call, you can actually have Sidekick summarize it for you. Not sure when it actually goes in the system. It's obviously not like minutes after the call, but definitely by tomorrow, if you guys, aren't able to stick around or listen to Vlad say what he's going to say on the earnings call, use Sidekick. You can analyze it tomorrow.
And that's why I love TrendSpider again over TradingView, is because I don't know your product cycles, but I get an update almost every night.
Oh yeah.
I will tell you, when I come in the morning and my screen is up, it says, "Hey, refresh your screen to update your service."
Yeah.
And you guys have the best product team. And I know you're on a not like a nightly kind of developer thing, and but since I've started using this 5 years ago, and I'm now an affiliate, so I do get it for free. I completely tell you, but the price that I pay was nowhere near what I make on this product every year.
Yeah.
You guys saved me so, and then you add in Sidekick, and we'll go through Credo. I got hundreds of thousands of dollars in that trade alone saved me, $20,000-$30,000.
Absolutely. It really does give you a great perspective just on everything. And by the way, it's really good at visualizing data. Like I have this prompt right here that actually I've been loving to use because look what it gives. I mean,
you guys need a prompt page where we can,
we really do.
where we can all share like best screenshots. And by the way, give me the ability to share like screenshots from like you do with the charts in Sidekick, so I can share it out to the audience and stuff. Because my listeners love sharing screenshots of Sidekick.
Yeah, no, you do. I mean, if it's a long message, the key is you got to make it output less words, I guess. But I mean, I always just do it and just screenshot that like that.
That's what I do.
You could zoom in a little bit. That would be that's what we do.
Yeah,
but you're right. I mean, ability to share it is very good idea. Very good idea. But look at that revenue miss.
Oh,
right here, you see it on the chart. It's the actual revenue. That was the estimated. And that was the previous quarter. So obviously they're growing still, but it's not as much as the analysts wanted them to.
And Michael James is right. Hood probably has some time to bottom, but I do think, I mean, it's trading right around that $80. Now, does it change when it opens up tomorrow and people start selling? I abide by the Tom Lee rule of this year, is that we start to see a 20% pullback at least at one point this year. I think something's going to happen, whether it's around the April, May wash confirmation time frame. That could be. Don't fight the Fed, and if it doesn't get confirmed right away, maybe there's some stuff there. Ford is trash, Nader. This is your DGen coming up. You better not be in Ford. We're gonna have
Ford
a talk.
And GM honestly have been trending decently lately.
GM's great, but Ford?
yeah.
Is Ford trending well?
I think so. It's starting to. It's starting to. I mean,
GM's got an upward trend, but
GM is definitely trending better, yeah.
Because they're buying back so much stock.
Yeah. Yep.
And which was the stock that was it Lyft buying back like $1 billion worth of stock? I believe announced?
They are adding. Wait, what is this? Did Lyft miss sales? Quarter 4 sales 1.6 misses the estimate.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they had a double beat for some reason.
I
Oh,
don't
it's
know.
year over year beat, I think. Let me see. Go back to this news feed. Let's see. I guess not. Oh, that's all I see. I don't even see an EPS number for Lyft yet.
I don't see EPS. EPS isn't listed. The revenue missed by 8.93%.
Not great. Not great. But they added $1 billion to the stock buyback program, so they're adding $1 billion.
And what's the market cap on Lyft? Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, they're almost at 2 million in revenue per quarter.
They're only a $6 billion market cap.
Yep. So they're what, 3x sales?
That's crazy. They're going to buy back what, 1/6 of the company? That's just the ad.
It is kind of nuts.
Real Chart Cham's asking if I like Rivian. Rivian is at a stage where I think they are doing what Tesla did in 2018 at Tesla multiples of 2020. Elon calls it production hell. And so if they get the production of their new $45,000 truck correct, I think you could see this one absolutely tear and just take off back to that 25, 30 realm in the next year. But it's called production hell for a reason. And that's where you come into, they've got LiDAR on their freaking trucks. If they get full self-driving correct with LiDAR, they're ahead of Tesla. But can they produce the vehicles as fast as they need to? And that's the real question, because they haven't been good at it at all. So I know one of the people that I follow, Hamid, who's his portfolio's on Savvy Trader, and it's wide open. You can just go and follow it. He's a huge Rivian bull. In fact, he owns a couple of Teslas, and he just bought a Rivian. He's going to be one of the first guys to get the new Rivian $45,000 truck. He loves Rivian. He's so bullish on Rivian. I just can't wrap my head around it. But, I also didn't buy Tesla in 2008 when I bought my Model 3. I spent $65,000 on my Model 3 in 2008. That would be worth something like, I think, $800,000 today if I just bought the stock.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not a great one to ask on Rivian, but I do think that Rivian's it's one of those that could be generational. But is it going from 15 to 150? I don't think anytime soon it's going, but it could go 15 to 25 in a pretty easy moment.
Nice.
So,
yeah, it's fair. No, that's good points. I see a decent amount of Rivians around. Someone asked about ANET. Brought my attention to this chart.
Love this one.
Pretty good on the weekly. I mean, that revenue growth is absolutely insane. They got earnings coming up on the 12th. A couple of days will be live for that, I'm sure. Yeah, on Thursday. And it's been consolidating. Basically like a bull flag type setup right here. If you go back to the daily, having an uptrend, and it's just consolidating, making higher lows, which is a pretty good sign. But say as long as it holds above this recent range, it's looking good to me. And then obviously earnings will decide everything. And if it does hold, then I could easily see this probably hitting new highs for sure.
I will tell you, the Wall Street average price target is 165 on this one. It's like 15% upside. Yeah.
Yeah, we can use, if you guys are on TrendSpider, you can use the analyst estimates history indicator. And you can see the top one. I am seeing it on this indicator, at least at 183.
It's the top, right?
Yeah.
That's the average.
Average was 160. Is that what you said?
Yeah, around 160.
Cool. So it is indeed accurate and working. Used to be way higher. I mean, if you look at the history back here,
they just ran. I mean, look at that stock chart. I mean, that's a weekly stock chart where it just takes off from like 15 to 100.
Yep. You can see as analyst estimates started dropping, so did the share price. But it's currently trading above pretty much all the price targets. The lowest one is at $1.40. It's at $1.43 right now. So
I love it. This is part of the hardware in the AI build out. And so it's this, it's one that I said on Monday that I'm adding to my buy if it drops 5% or more list is LITE, Ludemon.
oh yeah, it's a great one. Great name.
Yeah. So here's my elevator pitch on Lumenton. I don't even know how to say the fucking name, but honestly, and again, I go back to, remember when I was on last time, I said, if you can't name the CEO, do not buy the stock. I don't know who the CEO is on this one, but I did listen to him on Monday and he was on CNBC. And now I own Credo, which we still need to go over, which, you know,
yeah, we can do that.
Sidekick went over this one, but my take on the LITE. So Credo, if you didn't know, they interconnect within the data center, and it's a very well-known purple cable that Credo sells, but it's copper. So you're limited within copper of actually the speed that you can transfer to from these high-speed chips. So as we get to inference and we get to these higher speed chips, the next cables are going to be what's called photonics. And that's where Lumenton comes in. Now, you can see around that January, December timeframe when it really took off, that was when Gemini really started to win the AI battle among OpenAI and stuff. And it was said that Lumenton was part of the Google infrastructure because they were using those cables. The CEO on Monday was on CNBC, and I heard this guy say, hey, Lumenton, we work with NVIDIA, we work with AMD, we work with every chip. It's not just the TPUs that are in Google. So then I read an analyst who basically has access to kind of the dealings with AI data centers. And he said, hey, sell your Credo, buy Lumenton. Now, I don't want to sell my Credo because I still love Credo. I think Credo's getting back up to the 170 mark. But I do want to start my position in LITE. And I'll tell you, I went into Sidekick today and I used my prompt and I did this live on my thing. Bottom line, investment thesis on LITE is a legitimate AI infrastructure winner with differentiated technology. Recommendation, current holders take 25 to 30% off the table. Set your stops at 510. New buyers do not chase. Wait for 480 or lower. Aggressive traders consider selling February, March call spreads to capture premium. That's literally, and it just says, hey, it's moved too far, too fast. Wait. And so Sidekick took, I'm not an options guy. I don't even understand options whatsoever. That's why I say I'm the dumbest one that you guys ever will have on air. But the reality is Sidekick, I don't need to know options. They literally have just told me, hey, options is saying 480 is going to be your buy point.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And by the way, all of the options data is actually.
I'll share the prompt that I'll share the prompt that I put in here in the chat. So you guys can do it.
In a Sidekick means is very important. You got to have good prompts to get the best outputs.
Yeah. And look at that. Look at that. I mean, that's 3-sentence prompt?
It's not even that much. Yeah.
No. No. And Stock Pivot is right. You know, they brought up that gap at 480.
Yep.
I mean, it's not super like technical or anything, but if you're looking to buy at an all-time high because it could go higher, and I do think this one could go higher. Everything points to this one just continuing its growth, and they've already had their earnings. They blew it out. But again, Arista Networks, Vertiv, SMCI. I got a great question about Dell today. Is Dell a buy? Because all of this CapEx spending, Dell I got so burned on Dell, where I just, for some reason, I sold it around 120 because it was trading sideways. And then it pops up to like 150. And I was like, why did I sell so early?
Yeah.
But, it just trades sideways. But with all of the spending's going somewhere. So,
Yeah.
but you want to do the Credo one?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever traded Dell, but
Oh,
I
I've
did have a
traded
decent
Dell.
breakout here in
Yeah.
2023, and it's been decent ever since. But like you said, pretty sideways action. Not one you're going to retire off of anytime soon. But
And I'm trying to cover while your allergies take over, Mike, just so you know.
I appreciate that. I am actually dying over here. I'm trying to talk as much as I can, but I just
don't worry. I got you, Mike. Let's just pull up my newsletter on Credo because I want to go over the timeline of this one and share the screenshot that I got. If you got
let me
that on the
see.
newsletter, if you can share that.
Let's take you over
There we
here.
go. Yeah, this is the newsletter. So this is an actual scroll up a little bit so we can see January 22nd. That's literally a timeline right here. So January 22nd, it's a top 2025 stock in one of my other affiliates, Seeking Alpha, that I was up like, I think 300%, something like, it's crazy the amount that I've made in this one. 4-hour algorithm got me out. I trimmed it on January 22nd, but I had set up an alert to buy more as it was down 20% from its highs. January 23rd, I was thinking of buying more because I wanted to preempt the 4-hour algorithm before it said, I don't like waiting sometimes on stocks and I'm impatient. Sidekick said, do not buy. Trim your position at 133. Wait for the stock to get under 100. If you don't believe me, the screenshots are literally posted. I have it all posted here. And that screenshot shows you exactly what Sidekick said. It said, buy it under 100. Yeah, pin that one up. This is why you don't need the app. Just click on that picture. Click on the picture. I think it zooms in. Yeah, I think you can read it. There you go. For new money, do not buy. Set alerts for 100 to 110 zone. Set stops at 100 for current holders. Set stops at 100 for risk management. It got to 94. It got to 94. And it's, if you see down at the bottom, the right price is 95 to 110. Wow. So let's go look at the chart. Because again, February 4th, if you had waited for that price target, okay, that was January 23rd. Go to the daily.
I'll put it 95 right there.
There you go.
Wow.
It nailed it. And the screenshot proves it. Literally, and I say within 1% of what Sidekick tells me to do, I want to get it. Now, that was just February 4th. We're at the 10th. This is 6 days. What's that percentage, Mike? Do the math for me, please, as I drop the mic.
40%. Damn. That's actually way more than I was expecting.
It nailed it. Now I'm going to my second camera so I can drop the mic here. Where's my microphone? I'm just going to
5 days. Oh, there you go.
We're going to drop it. Drop it. We're just going to drop it. But I'm telling you, beautiful. If you don't try Sidekick, you're out of your freaking mind because it's been so, we did AMD this way. I mean, I just gave you LITE with the prompt. Go and type it in. Go and take a trial. What are you guys giving away as a trial? What is it? What's today's trial?
Get one starting at $19.
Skip your Chipotle bowl, which is $19 freaking these days.
Yeah, right.
And go and get a 2-week trial.
Honestly, yeah. I dropped a link down below to the Sidekick page on the TrendSpider site, so you guys can look more into it. But definitely,
I will tell you, you guys need that page. We need to be able to share. I mean, whether it's Discord, which I still, I'm a boomer. I don't understand Discord whatsoever. And I know you guys have a Discord. I go in there every now and then. There's nothing updated. But we need to be able to, as a community, share the prompts that we, and the realities of what Sidekick actually does.
Yeah, no, you're right. We'll definitely bring that up to James. He's over there in the Discord. He's our COO. But I think it's a great idea. It's definitely something we've talked about, doing tons of planning for TrendSpider for the rest of 2026. So there's lots coming out.
And it's trained. That's the killer point, is you don't get that. Like, I literally put that same prompt into Perplexity or Gemini, and I get so much trash because you guys have this walled garden. It's so good.
Yeah, I don't know what they did. I have never seen the system prompts, but whoever they did is absolute gold. Like, the prompts combined with the data that it takes from the platform is honestly insane. Somebody asked what it is, how much Sidekick costs. You get 25 messages for free for all of the packages, no matter if it's standard to advanced. And then you can check the pricing page. Let me double check.
I'll tell you, I continually get, like, from my subscribers, because I get revenue when somebody upgrades to Sidekick messages.
Yeah.
It's so good that my subscribers are buying constantly additional Sidekick messages.
Yeah, people are asking to get automatically just charge me more because like they're just using the messages. It starts the next one up for like 100 messages starts at $49 a month though.
Hey, Blee4N54. By the way, there's nothing more confusing than your name. I can't figure out how to get Sidekick up on the page. It's up in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, it's right here.
It's simple on every yeah. It's
even on your phone.
Yeah, that was your phone app is so good now. It's been like forever since I logged in. Oh my God, it's so good.
Especially with Sidekick. I mean, like,
yeah.
It's honestly unreal that you can just use Sidekick. I don't know if you guys can see this, but Sidekick on the phone, it's cutting it off.
Your
but
green screen.
Try it out. Try it out. We obviously have a free app.
Here, I'll put
if you're a TrendSpider user, you can get your charts, you can get your scans, which is honestly beautiful. Your custom indicators, all on the go. Tons of our data. I mean, you got Congress trade in here. You got Sidekick, seasonality, charts, of course.
Here's my bottom line on LITE. Well, it won't focus. Let me see if my other camera will focus.
Yeah, but there is a way, Gary. We've been doing it in some blog posts too. We call it canned prompts. Like they click a link and it automatically opens Sidekick with a prompt already preloaded that we can do. So maybe talk to Nader if you want some of those for your audience. I think we can make them for you guys too.
I need to have Nader on so I can bug him about
we do need to get Nader on one of these lives for sure.
You don't want me on here with Nader because I'll constantly bash him, but you know, Trump coin and stuff.
I'll just be I'll be your guys' mediator.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But yeah, Robinhood took a nosedive. Let's take a look at.
I'm telling you that $80. I mean,
minus 7% in the after hours session. Looks like it closed at 85.60.
But the call doesn't start until 5.
We got 20 minutes or so. I'll actually go ahead and play that in 20 minutes here.
I'm not hanging out for the call. I'll probably drop when you.
Oh yeah, no worries. I won't be sitting here on the call, but I will play. I'll probably be watching. I like Vlad.
I'm so bullish on those Trump accounts and for their prediction markets, and they are the most. Let me give you the part of the reason I actually got into Hood was Chris Camillo, who, if you guys don't know him, follow him on Twitter. I think he does a podcast called Dumb Money. But he's a social arbitrage investor, and he talks about how and this was the whole reason I got into Hood at, I think, $80 or something average price. And like I said, I've got 130. I think I own shares at like 130, and I'm just going to dump them now after these earnings and tax loss harvest and wait for 30 days and buy it back. Yeah. But the reason I got into Hood around 80 was because of their prediction markets. And this was the thing. Vlad talked about it. They wanted to launch a sports betting app within the app, and they couldn't get the approval. So they said, F it, we're just going to do prediction markets. And I like that kind of outside the box. Can you imagine Morgan Stanley or JP Morgan allowing a degenerate to actually bet their entire IRA on a prediction? They're not going to do it. And so Robinhood's going to get the people of your age, and you go poor or you get super wealthy. But
it's pretty crazy, honestly. Prediction markets, they're getting so big, and yeah, it's really just straight up gambling. Like, honestly, like I don't really
call it trades. You notice Kalshi in their commercials, they call it trades.
Well, they have to, yeah, because it would be illegal otherwise. Basically, I mean, there's so many. They call it a prediction market. That's how like Robinhood got around it. Like, it's not gambling; you're predicting. It's like, all right, but they got it done, like you said. Great innovation. It's great for their company. Absolutely.
Boy, look at that drop in Upstart, where it popped on earnings and then just totally pulled back
right back down. Something I like to do, Gary, too, is let's look at my sector ETF list and see what is moving the markets lately. you haven't seen, energy has been killing it lately.
Yeah.
XLE and XLI industrials. I guess real estate is up on the week now. Staples.
Energy year to date, I think, is the leading sector.
Oh yeah, I bet it. I bet. Over the last 30 days, it's basically the year, up 14, 15% basically. All-time highs.
I mean, 6 months ago, Mark Zuckerberg said the AI bottleneck is energy. And we're seeing year to date energy's up 15, 16%. The CEOs are coming out now and saying memory is now the bottleneck. And just look at Micron, look at Sand.
Oh yeah.
I think Western Digital was the worst performer today in
Oof.
the S&P.
Yeah, but
They're all
it
trading
sure was.
sideways. They're getting ready for a move higher, I think.
Yeah, honestly, this WDC and STX are on my radar. I made money on both SanDisk, SNDK, and MU, and now I'm looking to potentially, if we get another leg higher, get into Western Digital probably.
Western Digital is the one they spun off SanDisk. Did you know that one?
Yep.
Yeah.
SanDisk was amazing. One of the most beautiful chart setups I've ever seen. Not that I've ever seen, but it was amazing. I mean,
dude, throw it. Well, you don't have MACD or anything on here. I get lost without my indicators. My MACD, my RSI, and my Bollinger Bands.
No, I feel you. I'll show you the indicator that I
look
use.
at that. Look at that daily MACD. Are you buying that daily MACD?
Here, like recent?
That's crazy to me.
It's
buy at 541.
I don't use the MACD like that, but yeah, it's crazy. But at the same time, like trends can go. I mean, we've seen it with Nvidia, we've seen it with Tesla. Trends can go blow your face off, and so far it has. Am I saying it's going to keep going up? I got stopped out like somewhere around up here, probably on this candle.
Use stop losses? I've never used a stop loss.
Yeah, I use a trailing stop. So this is actually an indicator I have on my personal account. So SanDisk, I didn't get in here at 2025, but I would have got in and got stopped out here. The blue line is my trailing stop. November.
Which is what indicators? What's this?
It's my custom one. I haven't posted it to the store yet. I'm still kind of perfecting it. And then I got back. I actually took this one here.
I gotta post my 4-hour on the store.
Got stopped out like right there. It's different. It just basically tracks pivot levels. Like it's a horizontal line indicator with a momentum filter, essentially. Once it breaks above a pivot level on high volume and a specific rate of change filter for momentum, it will signal, an entry, and then uses a trailing stop loss.
Now, are you connected to your broker in your account?
Yeah. So you can see there's actually, if I go into like a stock that I'm not in, like MU, like these are just dots. But since I actually am connected to my broker, I don't know why there's still an alert, but it connects the dots. That means there's an alert on it, and you can see it. My alert triggered right there. That's when I literally sold.
Good. That's a great out though at 580.
On this, it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but
have you back tested this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I've done on the portfolio level, but it back tests pretty well on some names. Let me see. I have the back tester right here, actually. But yeah, I haven't really made this one public. Still perfecting it, but obviously SanDisk killed it. What else? I think it back tests pretty well on app. I actually got stopped out on an app trade for a small loss, but actually,
but look at that performance.
Yeah, no, it killed it on app here.
That's over 4 years.
Yeah, since inception. I mean, it just caught it at the right times. And it's been trending. It works great on trending stuff. Like silver, I think it eventually caught. Silver actually has been in for like, I don't even know how long. Because a 20% trailing stop on silver is nothing. But yeah, I got stopped out of silver there when I had it.
That's a great one. I love that the things that you guys give. Again, the freebies like turtle trading, Miniverni's stuff, the legends of the Peter. I use the Warren Buffett scan to find stocks that Buffett would like, and the Peter Lynch ones, and you guys just continually kill it. I mean, just
Appreciate
Why
it.
somebody doesn't get this, I have no idea. And I tell this, it's funny because I get messages from people that my podcast is just one big sales thing, and I'm like, I could probably pull up 40 or 50 people that have purchased TrendSpider in the last month that have literally just messaged me and said, I paid off my entire year already. Just in the
Yeah.
last
Love
month by
that.
using some of the alerts and stuff.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love to hear that. Because yeah, I mean, it's truly great. And something also with our market scanner too. Our market scanner is honestly like it is the best. Like it's it's
Yeah.
better than any other scanner I've ever used,
And it
especially with
builds
this.
it
Like,
for you.
yeah, you can literally just type in what you want now, which I don't think anywhere else does.
No,
Just saying find stocks with relative performance.
I love that because I still don't understand relative performance, but I can just type it in.
Basically, I have Shondi on, I had Matt Caruso on, all these guys, Minervini, all these guys do.
Yeah.
They won't trade anything if the relative performance is not good. They're trend traders, they're buying what everyone knows buying and riding it up. And it's basically what relative performance is. It compares the stock to the S&P 500, and the higher the value, the more that is outperforming the index. And Shondi does it a little bit differently. He does it how much it's outperforming itself with his chats index.
I love that it corrected your misspelling performance and it just knew exactly what you were
Oh
saying
yeah.
too.
Yeah. What's it called? AI is great at that.
And I tell you what, first rule of my podcast is don't listen to a douche on the internet. And I'm that douche. Second rule of my podcast is don't listen to Jim Cramer. And I texted you and Nader because in the what's happening now, you guys have a CNBC tracker where you can see if you go into what's happening now and just look below that. Once we're done with this, we'll do it.
Yeah.
But it has all of Jim Cramer's buys and sell like recommendations.
It does. Yeah, it's pretty new. It's really funny actually. But this is how I find we're talking about energy breaking out, right? And so I set up a scan. I just said find stocks relative performance over 99. I just put 99. Screw it. These are the strongest energy names right now. So yeah, SUNC, BE has actually been on my radar.
That is the top stock, by the way, in the Russell 2000.
Yeah, it
the
doesn't surprise
IWM.
me. Was it Bloom Energy trading at all-time highs? RP relative performance at 100, outperforming the entire S&P.
Look at that dip, by the way. It dipped half of its. It literally you could have doubled in the last month. It went down to 70. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look that crazy,
No.
but yeah, now that you point it out.
It does. You don't have it stretched like your God candles like you usually do with your earnings stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. This was one of Chris Camillo's one too, because he said in December when stuff started coming out about Bloom Energy, he said, my thesis that energy is actually needed and Bloom Energy will be one of the leaders, it did not change. And he said, so he went in with options and loaded up like 80% of his portfolio into Bloom Energy. Now, this guy's already worth like $100 million that he's gotten invested. He said he threw in on Bloom Energy and just leveraged to the tits. And he's sitting at 140 now. And he said, I'm not planning on getting out. I'm still leveraged to the tits. And it's just, I mean, the guy is just genius when it comes to stuff like this. His legend is he turned like $600 into like 400 million or something. I don't know. He's worth a ton of money. Yeah. And Minervini, this guy's just a great trader.
Yeah. This is the Minervini trend template candle. So basically when the candles are cyan, I'll drop a link for this indicator down below because this is a really.
Have you had him on?
Nah, I want to.
Yeah.
I've reached out, but yeah, he's kind of hard to reach. He's
impossible to get.
Yeah.
I think he's got his morning show or something like that, but
yeah, he's got his own stuff going on. He's busy, but
he's big.
Yeah. Basically, if you just were to follow, the trend template candles, Minervini will basically only trade stuff that has cyan candles. If you want to just break it down, and ever since those candles turned cyan, I mean, it's been great. Recently turned cyan again. Basically scanned for RP, I believe over 70, and then all these moving averages, trading above all of them. Yeah, I mean, you just look at
Hey,
RP. It's a great indicator just to
pull up
follow.
Tesla on this Minervini one.
Yeah, Tesla
Let's
is one
see.
of the best examples for trend
That's
following.
interesting.
It's yeah, it captured this right here at
Hmm.
least. If you
It's
go
still
back to like the
cyan.
20, like the big trends, this is really where it did some work right here in 2020 when it's really popped off. You know, would have caught this uptrend and then really all of this. Depending on how you use your stop losses or whatever, your sells. But yeah, Tesla's been choppier than normal.
I think here's my take on Tesla. I think Elon uses the SpaceX IPO to reverse merge into Tesla, all three companies, XAI, SpaceX, and Tesla, so that he takes over 50% or more of Tesla actual shares with that reverse merge. I think you see the stock dip, but I think it's a buy the dip opportunity.
That's yeah, I've been seeing stuff like that.
See, and the hood right at 6.62%, down right around that
Yeah.
$80 mark.
Look at this. Relative performance tanked.
Wow.
All below these moving averages. We're getting a cross down. Trend is breaking, but yeah, it's not looking good even after these earnings.
Is that a potential death cross that's coming? Is that a 50-day and a 200?
What is this actually? We got a 50 and the
Yeah,
yellow's
50 and a
50.
200.
Yeah.
So you got a
When's
potential
this?
death cross coming up on Robinhood.
Yeah, potentially. You're right. All right. And low RP, it's the trend is seemingly over. And not a good quarter. Not a good quarter for Robinhood. Unfortunately, I love to see
Dude,
Robinhood
pull
do
up your
well.
put up Royal Caribbean I see in your watch list or RB trades. Royal Caribbean's been a great stock to have. I mean, look at that rebound.
Yeah.
That dipped down to 250 and you're at 350 within just a couple of months.
Wow. Yeah, it's surprising kind of that. Well, I guess not really. Travel has been up pretty good lately. Like I've seen LUV up pretty similar, but yeah, it looks pretty good.
Are you the one? Are you the one typing in all the links and stuff, or do we have a moderator in the back?
No, that was me. That was me right
Okay.
there. But yeah, we're getting pretty close to the end of.
Hey, I got to come
speed
back
up here.
on when LITE pulls back the way 480. I'll come back on.
Absolutely. Let us know because I've seen Brad posting about this one, LIT. It's been on my radar for sure.
Well, I tell you what,
it's on my
your
scanner.
CEO, Dan,
Yeah.
I remember talking to him or chatting with him one time about SMCI. And we got into I got into SMCI, made like 1,000%. It was one of those that's just, you couldn't miss on SMCI. But if you got in early, it was just, oh my God, it's incredible. Get out at the same. Dan talked about a time when he was in data centers hooking up racks, and he said he got SMCI racks and they were so good. And it was like 5 years ago, and he should have invested in it. And he was like, I'm just kicking myself that I didn't invest in it, blah, blah, blah. I'm wondering if your guys with the new Sidekick stuff that you have, do you guys have a data center by yourself, or I'm sure you have an IT center.
That I don't know.
It'll be interesting because you're housing your own LLM. But I know Dan's kind of I mean, you guys are so infrastructure probably light, I would assume. But Dan
I
probably
don't think
knows
we
about
have an
this
actual
shit.
data center, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just butchering the entire company right now. But
Yeah, but Dan knows about that. My point is Dan knows about this shit. And if you're like tech guys, even Brad, who's your CMO, if they're posting about LITE, pay attention. That's one to watch.
Absolutely. Yeah, Brad, I think was trading. I mean, it's been killing it. Relative performance at 100.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine. So it's been a trend follower's dream really ever since since right here, I
And
guess.
remember, tomorrow VRT reports before the bell. So tomorrow during your live with whoever you're on with, pull up VRT. And you don't have anybody? You want me to pop in and say hi?
Yeah, probably. I know there's some DMs floating around that I need to reply to still, but I'll let you know. You can come back on if no one else replies for sure.
VRT is one, and
last week
again,
at all, but had a new person every single day. Not new, but like different person every day. So
Yeah, VRT, they're saying sell 60% today, no excuses, take $3,000 profit that you got. And it's saying buy it back at about, set a hard stop at 195. By February 20th, 195 puts as insurance. If you can stomach a 15 to 20% loss, the full exit, sell 100% tomorrow if the stock gaps higher. So if it gaps higher, sell 100% after the earnings. Option one, sell 60 to 70% today. Consider a protective call option. So it's got some options in there from Sidekick, but it does seem, I sold it 208 and it's trading at what, 200 right now. So I'm $8 in the profit window where I could buy it right now.
That's actually hilarious. My my little indicator is saying entry was this morning after it broke this little pivot.
Yeah.
Recently stopped out there.
Yeah,
Don't follow that.
Yeah, but look at your performance over 6 years.
It caught, I mean, it's built to catch these trends and mostly do nothing else other than that. But it's, I mean, yeah, it's nowhere near outperforming. It's not built to outperform individual names like most bots, but it's built to capture the trends, reduce the drawdown of buy and hold, of course. This one's actually banger, 11.55 reward to risk ratio. Only 7 positions though.
Yeah. Over 6 years. I mean, that's one a year.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's a different bot. That's why I'm still perfecting it, but I like it.
That's a good one. I haven't gone to the store to see what's out there, but there's probably some good ones.
It is. Oh, there's so many good ones. We just actually recently redid. By the way, if you guys, before I throw on this call, let me show you guys something new on the TrendSpider store. Not really new, but it's an algo sort now. So it's sorted by, I don't know I forget the exact, this dark mode. I forget exactly how it's calculated, but it's calculated based on how many people are actually using this stuff. So if you use algo sort on the indicators, I found so much cool stuff on it. Like if you guys sign up for our weekly newsletter, which I'll drop a link to in the link down below. I found 2 sick indicators that we used and we showed off on our free weekly newsletter. You guys can sign up for free in the link below, by the way. And which ones were they? I found them on here. But there's so many cool ones. The trend templates up there, that one they were just looking at is number 3. That's pretty cool to see. I built that one. Let's see. Company profiles on there. Insider trades on charts. Bottom catcher is great. Where is it? Turtles up there. RSI divergences.
I don't use any of these. I got to start downloading shit from my TrendSpider setup.
Tons of pages of them. Of course, I guess it's maybe redone itself now, but it was a really cool one. Volatility trend bands. This was one of them. This guy Codexius. If Codexius is out there, this guy is a GOAT script maker. I think he has over 96 scripts, 96 custom indicators. This guy just spams indicators, but they're all great. There's some sick indicators.
Did he win your one of your
I can't remember.
Because you guys have
definitely part of it.
You have I think there's a blog post with all the winners that people can download for free too.
Yeah, there's a whole video.
There was a cool ones. Yeah. There were a couple of cool ones.
But now there's like 2 times the amount, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, your store blew up.
Guys. I'll go ahead and drop the link for this. Tons of free indicators. Scroll through them when you guys have a chance. If you guys aren't on TrendSpider yet, again, try it out. It's like $19 to get a trial, and you can try. I mean, I don't know how many indicators we have at this point, but there's a ton of them.
Dude, doesn't it say up top the number?
I guess not.
Look at the
but there is
indicators, right?
There's 37 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 on each times 37.
Scroll up, because isn't there a number?
Probably about 500, and this is just indicators.
Yeah. It says 437 next to indicators, right? Where? See up top under TrendSpider store, TrendSpider.store.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. There you
go.
Yeah, 437 indicators, 22 collections.
The collections are killer.
78 strategies. Yeah, the collections are really cool. Check out Legends of Investing is sick.
This was my go-to for the last like 3 months. I've been using this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's all free.
All this is free. Yeah, absolutely. Turtle Traders, you got Minervini in there. You got Peter Lynch scanners, Benjamin Graham, Warren Buffett. No commentary. I'll probably will get that indicator up there pretty soon.
Are you selling it or are you giving it away?
No, I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to sell it.
Mike.
I'm not going to sell it. No.
Mike, you need pimple cream, man. You got to
Thanks.
sell.
I was waiting for you to bring it up.
I waited till the end.
Well, I appreciate it. Oh, fuck. Sorry, guys.
Hey, when you put it up,
dying.
just message. When you put it up, message me because I'll throw it out to my audience because I like that
Sounds
one.
good. Yeah. And now the second I put it up there, it's going to stop working. But
you got Vlad up.
Yep. All right. But yeah, I'm going to stick Vlad up. Going to take some allergy medicine or something. I don't know. Just
feel better.
Die in my room. But Gary, it was great having you on. For all of you guys out there, enjoy watching Vlad talk at the Robinhood earnings call. Any final words, Gary?
No. Other than again, I think Vlad's going to pump Robinhood. I think buying under 80 is probably a good thing long term. Short term, Lord knows what the hell the stock does tomorrow on open. It may crash down to, I think, about 65, 70. I think that's what Sidekick said. So I'm a long-term bull on this one. Again, I'm probably going to, either sell in after hours here at 130 and just wait 30 days to buy it again. But I can't imagine in 30 days it's going to be 130. So I'm tax loss harvesting, and it's not a bad way to kind of take your risk reward. I should have sold when it was up at 150 at the 130, and I had the chance to. I just didn't. And then by the time I figured I was going to sell, I'm just not a good allocator of capital in that way. But
for sure,
I've got more money than I need to. So there's nobody that should feel bad for me for like a $10,000, $15,000 loss. I'm fine.
That's good to hear. That is good to hear.
I'm fine.
But
but thank you for having me on.
About tomorrow.
Yeah, just ping me. I mean, I do nothing other than feed the dog. So
sounds good.
I'm happy to jump on. And thanks again for having me on. You guys are great. And for anybody that wants TrendSpider or even wants to see how to use it on a daily basis, my podcast, I literally show you every day the way I use TrendSpider and other tools. And it's a simple. I mean, it's just such a, Mike and I were in the waiting room talking and we were going, how do you live without this thing? And I can't. There's no way. No way.
It's hard to describe in words, but once you try Sidekick, you will understand. And again, $19 to try it. Go to TrendSpider.com, start a trial, and let us know if you guys have any questions. We'll probably be back here tomorrow. So
okay. Thanks, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Later, Gary.
See ya.
I'm gonna restart my screen here. Get my audio going.
I think I just leave and then it uploads. So I'll wait I'll wait and talk so you don't have to talk with your allergies and stuff. I'll do some. Should I do some entertainment until Vlad comes up? Okay, there he's back.
Vlad is here. Yeah, I got him up.
All right,
but I'm hopping off.
Thank you, Vlad.
My voice had
I'm
enough
excited
for
to be
today.
here for my first earnings call.
You're free to stay up here.
There's 3 key takeaways.
Nah.
First,
Vlad's enough entertainment.
record year for
This
us.
is great. Burma.
Growth and
There he is.
profit.
All right, everybody.
We had
We'll
records across
see you
net
tomorrow.
deposits,
Later, Gary.
gold subscribers, revenue, adjusted EBITDA, and EPS, just to name a few. All of this was driven by incredible product velocity and our relentless focus on efficiency. And we also finished the year strong with a record Q4. Revenues and adjusted EBITDA were both records, and 2026 is off to a good start. Now, second, our business continues to diversify. We're now up to 11 businesses with over 100 million in annualized revenue, and several more are making great progress, including Robinhood Legend, which is really close, and the Gold Card, which is on track for this year. Additionally, Trade PMR, futures, index options, and Robinhood Banking are all scaling really nicely. And third, in 2026, we plan to ramp up our product velocity even faster while delivering another year of profitable growth. There is a massive opportunity in front of us, and we see the path to compound shareholder value for years to come. All right, so let's review 2025 results, and this is all compared to last year. First, revenues were a record $4.5 billion, up 52% year over year, as Vlad said, and up over 3 times in the past 3 years. Adjusted EBITDA was also a record of $2.5 billion, and that was up 76%. and adjusted EBITDA margins were also a new high of 56%. We also delivered incremental adjusted EBITDA margins above 70% for the third straight year. And at the same time, we managed our share count closely, leading to record EPS of $2.05. And our philosophy is that the denominator matters. And over time, managing the share count closely should deliver value to shareholders. So let's look at Q4, and this is all compared to last year as well. First, revenues grew 27% to a record $1.3 billion as our customers remain engaged and continue to trust Robinhood with even more of their assets. Net deposits continue to be robust with 16 billion of net deposits in Q4. That's our 8th straight quarter with over 10 billion of net deposits. And trading volumes grew to new highs across equities, options, futures, and event contracts as we continue to win market share and saw record net buying from our customers. Now, interest earning assets were also up 39%, driven by strong growth in the cash sweep program, margin, and our credit card loan book, as we continue to win larger customers and deepen relationships with existing customers. Margin in particular has been great. It's up over 100% in the past year. And Robinhood Gold, that also grew 58% to a record 4.2 million subscribers. We think Gold is the best deal in financial services, and we're going to keep adding to its value prop. And on expenses, Q4 adjusted OpEx plus SBC was $597 million, as we manage expenses to approximately $15 million below our latest outlook. All right, so let's move to 2026. As we built our annual plan, there were 3 areas that we focused on. First, we want to continue accelerating our product velocity. Customers are responding incredibly well to our new product initiatives. We're gaining market share, launching innovative products, and entering new markets. We believe shipping even more products and value to customers can deliver outsized growth for years to come. Second, we aim to deliver another year of 20% plus net deposit growth. This year, we reached nearly a third of $1 trillion in assets across the platform, and we're well on our way to exceeding $1 trillion of assets in the coming years with our rapid product velocity and the $100 trillion plus generational wealth transfer already underway. And third, we've built our plan to deliver another year of profitable growth. Even as we invest for growth, much like the robust revenue growth we've seen over the past few years, we are staying lean and disciplined in the way we allocate capital and operate as a business. So to our expense outlook, for 2026, our outlook for adjusted OpEx and SBC is in a range of 2.6 to 2.725 billion. This translates to an 18% year-over-year expense growth at the midpoint, which is below the 22% growth rate we managed to in 2025 on a comparable basis. So just to give you a little bit more color on how we built the plan, the 18% expense growth is in 3 areas. First, about 5 percentage points of that growth is going into our existing businesses, net of any productivity improvements. These businesses drove the vast majority of our $1.5 billion of revenue growth in 2025, and we want to keep scaling them and gaining market share. Second, about 3 percentage points are from the full year cost effect of our 2025 acquisitions of Bitstamp and Trade PMR. Now, these expenses will also come with the full year effect on revenue growth as well. And third, about 10 percentage points, or more than half of the 18% growth, is into new and scaling businesses. This is our biggest area of investment as we continue to accelerate product velocity. Now, some of these investments include the Robinhood Gold Card, Robinhood Banking, Strategies, Prediction Markets, Cortex, Robinhood Social, Robinhood Ventures, the Robinhood Chain, tokenized real-world assets, and continuing international expansion. It's a pretty long list. And as a reminder, we underwrite all investments to strong ROIs, and we'll stay nimble as we execute against our plan. And as I said at the outset, we'll continue to be lean and disciplined in the way we allocate and operate. So before turning it back to Vlad, I also just want to share a little bit on what we're seeing and the strong momentum into 2026. As you saw in the release, in January, equity trading volumes were up over 50% year over year, and options volumes were up 20%. We also had all-time highs in net buying, event contracts, futures, and margin. And while it's early, So far in February, the average daily trading volumes are up across all categories versus January levels. And Q1 net deposits are also off to a good start, with $7 billion plus so far in the quarter, including over $2 billion last week. So it's fantastic to see customers engaged to start the year. Putting it all together, we are incredibly excited about our plan and momentum entering 2026 as we work to drive another year of profitable growth. The team continues to ship for customers, and our financial North Star remains the same: maximize earnings per share and free cash flow per share for shareholders over time. Vlad, back to you.
Thank you, Shiv. You're starting to get a taste of what this killer next to me can do in the CFO position, so very excited. We compromised, by the way. Shiv prefers to stand, so we decided to do half the earnings call seated and half standing. All right. Just over a year ago, we shared with you our 10-year vision for Robinhood at our Investor Day in New York City. We were excited about it back then, felt it was very ambitious, but I think in hindsight, we realized we underestimated what we could do in 1 year, not to mention 10 years. So today, I'm going to tell you what we have planned for in 2026. And we're by no means complacent. This is going to be an ambitious plan. As we continue to execute, Robinhood will become increasingly synonymous with the financial service category as the financial super app. So let's get right into it, starting with what we're doing for active traders. Now, I'm not going to go into every little detail of the roadmap. I'm going to prefer to focus on areas that are particularly meaningful and maybe surprising. So prediction markets, fastest growing business in our history, 300 million plus run rate in its first year. I think we're just at the beginning of a prediction market super cycle that could drive trillions in annual volume over time. This year is going to be a big year. Olympics are going on right now, World Cup coming in the summer, continued growth in the non-sports categories, and of course, our Rothera, which is our JV with Susquehanna, coming online. Growth of prediction markets has also led to a greater focus on our app design and personalization. We've been adding so many new products, so many account types, lots more capabilities, that it's becoming increasingly important to personalize and continue to chisel the user interface, making sure we're putting the right things in front of the right customers. Now, many of you have already noticed the work that we've put in here in the past few months through changes to the home interface, search and discover, as well as notifications. This year, you should see this accelerate with more personalization, better cross-asset linking between equities, crypto, and prediction markets, and us continuing to experiment to ensure that our user experience remains top-notch. Then, Cortex. Two big things. Cortex Assistant in the main app, and the goal is to become the best AI for all of your financial needs. Cortex for Legend, to use an analogy, think of Cortex for Legend being to active traders what Cursor is to software engineers. We think it has the potential to completely transform trading, and we're right at the frontier there. Both are rolling out in the coming weeks and months and scaling throughout the year. Robinhood Social. So Robinhood Social will start rolling out to the first customers very soon. We're really excited about how it will drive discovery and engagement. We're going through internal testing, and we actually just added support for prediction markets into Robinhood Social, and it's looking really good. As we progress throughout the year, I think it'll be increasingly obvious that active traders are at a disadvantage using any other platform. Turning to wallet share. Now, as a reminder, this is about transitioning from serving predominantly traders to serving all of our customers' financial needs. Two big strategic moves that we're making this year that I'm particularly excited about. The first one, we're calling it family investing. Robinhood should be better for you when more of your family members are on the platform. This year, it'll really become a multi-generational platform. Now, this vision really started with the credit card, which was our first family product. It continued with banking, which is also a first-class family experience. And in 2026, you'll see us bring it to our investing products. Our referral program for advisors is also going live this year, which will connect our customers to high-quality RIAs which are powered by Trade PMR, to help them with their comprehensive financial needs. And we believe we can be the major beneficiary of the 100 trillion plus wealth transfer. And we've got some really exciting things to unveil coming on this front at our big event next month in New York City. So stay tuned for that. Second big thing, private markets. Now, you may have heard me say opening up private markets not only can resolve one of the greatest iniquities in capital markets, but also can be a huge accelerant to our mission as well as our business. This begins with Robinhood Ventures. And Robinhood Ventures, for those of you unfamiliar, will invest in private assets that are often out of reach for retail investors. And these will be packaged in registered funds that we can offer to US retail investors. I think this will be a transformative offering. Outside of the US, our customers in Europe got a little taste last year of private company stock tokens with our OpenAI and SpaceX stock token giveaways. More to come on that front soon. And now we think private markets could become even bigger than prediction markets. And I'm really excited about what we're building here. Finally, building the #1 global financial ecosystem. So the big theme here is tokenization. And it's early in the tokenization industry, but we've built a leadership position already. We now have 2,000 stock tokens available to customers in Europe. Now, a big part of 2026 will be seizing the tokenization opportunity, which we think is massive. And this means two things very specifically. One is permissionless 24/7 tradable public company stock tokens. And two, private company stock tokens, making them actually real and useful for customers. Now, our tokenization work dovetails quite nicely with our work on DeFi, which continues to accelerate. Over this year, we'll be launching and scaling Robinhood Chain, which is our layer 2, making it the best chain to trade real-world assets. More on this coming very soon. We'll be continuing to make improvements to Robinhood Wallet, which of course will also provide a first-class experience to Robinhood Chain. And we're also going to be bringing our centralized and DeFi products closer together so that we can deliver the best of both worlds to our customers. You also see us to continue to push into new geographies with several new international markets coming later this year. So before we go to Q&A, I want to share a little more about our progress with AI. So I went in earlier about Cortex, what we're doing to bring Cortex to our customers, both on the mobile app as well as Legend. But we've also made a lot of progress using AI internally. So when we began this journey a couple of years ago, it became clear to us that we should double down on two areas that we believe would move the needle the most from AI usage. And they are software engineering and customer support. AI customer support is really cranking. Now, over 75% of our cases are solved by AI, including the complex cases that previously required licensed brokerage professionals. And we've built a lot of this tech in-house. Now, AI and software engineering, this is an area where our goal is to be the best in the world. We've been focusing on making it as easy as possible for our engineers to get access to new model releases and new capabilities like background agents. We're continuing to see nice results. This year, we're continuing to automate and optimize the entire engineering pipeline, from writing code down to code review, all the way to deployment and testing. And this is already turning into real savings and efficiency gains, estimated at 9 figures in 2025 alone. And this is a big reason why we've been able to drive such high product velocity while keeping our costs down. And 2026 is shaping up to be much bigger. So in addition to CX and engineering, I'm pushing every team at Robinhood to integrate AI into their operations, with the goal of being best in class at AI across every function. Now, finally, I think it's worth noting that I started thinking about near-term progress we wanted to make on this vision last summer, and it's meaningfully changed since. The first draft barely had prediction markets. Robinhood Ventures became a real thing, as you know, Shiv, sometime around the second draft. And of course, AI continues to make progress at an accelerating rate, with models and agents getting more capable every day. And I think this shows you that our edge is really staying flexible and nimble. Now, I've been really proud at how fast we move at Robinhood. Looking ahead, you can really expect us to keep that startup hustle despite our large size. So roadmap is full. There's so much to do. Let's go to some questions. Welcome back up.
All right. Thank you, Vlad. Thank you, Shiv. For the Q&A session, we're going to start by answering shareholder questions from Say Technologies. After the Say questions, we'll turn to live questions from our audience. So I'll kick it off with our first question from Say, coming from Matt S.
All right. Hello, Matt.
Hey, Vlad, how are you? Shiv, nice to meet you.
Good to see you. How you doing?
Good to see you. So my question is, any additional updates on Robinhood Social?
Yeah, Robinhood Social, very, very exciting. As I mentioned, we are testing it internally. We recently added prediction markets, which I think has made it clear this is not just a tool for ideas, but also discovery of new assets. I think one of the reasons why these products have like not resonated super well when other companies have tried them is the diversity of content has been relatively low. But now you look at Robinhood, you know, we have so many customers, we have so many assets, the diversity of content is actually quite high. So I think we're building increasing confidence that this is going to be a great tool for discovery and engagement. So marching towards public launch, I think you'll see that in the coming months, but we're pretty close.
All right. Thank you, Vlad. The next question I'll read on his behalf from Rohit P, who asks, what could be the reasons for the more than 40% drop in Hood's share price, and how is leadership addressing the downslope?
Yeah, great question. Maybe I'll start. We're really focused on the inputs of our business, and we love the inputs that we're seeing. You heard from me and Shiv last quarter, and really last year was a year of continued market share gains across pretty much everything. Net deposits of 68 billion through the year, 16 billion in the quarter, which means customers are increasingly trusting us with more and more of their assets. And as I look forward to the roadmap of the year, we've got a pipeline of new things that are either in relatively early stages of rollout, such as Robinhood Banking, or have yet to roll out, like Robinhood Social, Cortex Assistant, we think could be transformative. So inputs are looking good. And, you know, I've been through this old hat now as a public company founder and CEO for, 5+ years. And, you know, we've seen a couple of cycles up and down. We think that over the long run, the business performance tends to lead stock price. So the focus is just on building for customers, making the product better.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. We're focused on our customers. The one point I'll add is we also have over $1 billion share repurchase program, and during periods of market volatility, it's a really great time to lean into that program.
Yeah.
All right.
Well said.
Thank you for that. And then the last question from Say is from Luke D, who asks, what is your guys' plan on navigating the rough seas during this crypto downturn and the end of football season? How can we see Robinhood extend its roots to not be so heavily affected by these things?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start with what we're seeing in the product. So crypto, we're moving toward a world where crypto is actually more than an asset class, and it's a foundational technology that's going to underlie the trading of all assets. And you're seeing that with our efforts with tokenization outside the US, and of course, the stablecoin partnership with Paxos on USDG. So my belief is that in the future, you'll see crypto and traditional financial services increasingly merge. And of course, people will talk about and trade Bitcoin and other assets, and we continue to be long-term bullish on those. But yeah, if we play our cards right, crypto will be a tool that is going to be important in giving customers what they need, and it'll connect customers to assets that have real fundamental utility. So we're still executing upon that, and you know we're not getting distracted by short-term fluctuations in what Bitcoin or other assets are doing. Prediction markets, I think there were questions industry-wide about what would happen as the NFL season comes to a close. But what we're actually seeing is surprising us. So in January, for instance, NBA contracts surpassed NFL in trading activity on our platform. And you're also seeing relevant non-sports contracts generating significant volume. For example, in the week after the NFL season ended, the government shutdown contract on our prediction markets platform was like driving significant volume. So I think over the long run, what you're going to see is, even though it's now largely sports, prediction markets is more than sports. As we continue to diversify the contracts offered on the platform and improve the customer experience and refine it, more and more contracts will continue to resonate with our traders. And that's not to mention this year is going to be a big year for sports as well. We've got the Olympics right now. We've got the World Cup later, and that's in addition to March Madness, the NFL season, and so many more things. So yeah, I think we're just the beginning with our prediction markets business.
Yeah, and on the business side, a couple of things I'll add. So as I mentioned before, we now have 11 lines of businesses that are doing over 100 million of ARR. So we continue to diversify there. On the crypto front, as Vlad said, we're long-term bullish, but it's important to remember, while we did close to $1 billion of crypto revenue last year, it was only 18% of our overall revenue. So we love what we're seeing, but more than 80% still comes from outside of crypto. And on prediction markets, as Vlad said, it's growing. We're diversifying across sports and non-sports and different asset classes. And while the growth rates are great, again, relative to our overall business, it's a smaller portion. So big picture, we're diversifying, we're keep shipping for customers, and we love both these business lines.
All right, thank you. That concludes our shareholder questions from Say Technologies. Thank you again to Matt for joining us live. Now we'll move to Q&A from our in-person audience. So we ask that each person who's interested in asking a question, raise your hand and limit yourself to one question. Alex, would you like to ask a question?
Yeah, thank you. Alex Markgraf from KeyBank. Vlad, maybe on the prediction markets front, with the close of the JV, can you give us a sense as to what the team is working on from a product standpoint, outside of greater list of contracts, what we might expect this year?
Yeah, so thus far, if you've been watching closely, you've really seen us refine the down funnel trading experience, particularly with sports. So we've added more tools like combos and player contracts for traders that want to go deeper. We've also started increasingly leveraging our advantages, which are we have lots of assets on the platform. We can connect things together to show you related contracts contextually in the places where they matter most. We've also completely revamped search and discovery as well as home to make them multi-asset and include prediction markets. So one thing is, how are we going to show prediction markets contextually where it's relevant to customers across all of our app surfaces? Can we show relevant ones in the stock detail pages so that, you know, if you're considering investing in an equity, you get the whole picture of, you know, not just the options contracts, but also the prediction markets that are connected. So I think you'll see more of that. You'll see first-time prediction markets customers, which we're seeing an increasing number of people coming to Robinhood, not because they want to trade equities or crypto, but because they've heard of our prediction markets offering. They want exposure to that. So streamlining that. So if you're a first-time prediction markets customer, we not only make it easy for you to get into the product, but also make it so that we can easily cross-sell you to, you know, things like retirement or other products. And I think that's an area where we have a unique advantage, being a super app. And you mentioned Rothera. I think Rothera is particularly interesting because it gives us vertical control over the entire experience. We have control over what contracts we can list, and also greater control over the pricing and economics. And you know, our philosophy really with all exchange partners is, I think the exchange layer is increasingly going to get commoditized over time, just as you've seen it in kind of other asset classes. And what we'd like to do is optimize for the outcome that's best for customers. So we want to make sure customers get the best price, the best economics, the best experience. And I think Rothera is a big critical part of us driving that.
Great. Thank you, Vlad. Other questions from our in-person audience? Okay. We'll now go to our Zoom queue. For those on Zoom, please raise your hand to enter the queue. And if you'd like to remove yourself from the queue, please lower your hand. Our first question comes from Ben Budish from Barclays.
Hi, good evening. Can you all hear me okay?
Oh yeah, we hear.
Great. Well, thank you for taking the question. Maybe just following up on that last one on prediction markets. I'm curious, maybe a two-parter. Just curious, most recently, can you maybe talk about the mix between sports and non-sports? I appreciate you are quite optimistic on the outlook for non-sports over time, but most of the media would indicate that currently it's mostly sports. And along the same lines, just thinking about prediction markets, how are you thinking about incentivizing new users? It's been a successful strategy across the brokerage business, the IRA product. You definitely have some new competitors in this space that are advertising quite aggressively. So how are you thinking about that one as a way to attract people to that product? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that recently, certainly our efforts have been on making the sports experience really good, but we've also diversified quite a bit. We've diversified into lots of non-sports offerings, and we now have thousands of contracts available. And I think you'll see us continue to make the experience there better in two ways. So one is just in the same way that we've done for sports, putting custom data and information and tools around some of these contracts so that customers can understand them. Then the second thing is surfacing them when customers need them and when they're the most relevant. And we saw particular success with that with the government shutdown and related contracts. So I think we feel really good about this actually progressing towards greater diversification. I think it'll be similar to the news. Sports are a big part of the news. They bring people together, but there's all sorts of events that are going on a regular basis that customers care about and offer active traders trading opportunities. So I think you'll see it continue to diversify as time goes on. He asked another question, which I think was for you.
Yeah, it was how are we gaining customers and kind of activation? So a couple ways there. First, our huge advantages, as Vlad mentioned, are 27 million customers. So when we can surface things that are relevant to customers, that's a great way to onboard. The second is we're looking at new ways to activate customers. So you may have just seen we have referrals, for example. We have learn and earns where if you learn about the product, you can have a customer, your friend also join. So the team is continuing to experiment both at the top of funnel and the mid funnel to see how customers can onboard. But as Vlad mentioned, we're going to improve the product. We're going to improve the onboarding funnel. And what we're seeing thus far is really exciting.
Yeah, and to put on my Shiv hat, we're going to continue to be very ROI driven and focused on the economics with promotions and marketing activities that we continue to do. I think when we enter new assets and new products, it's less of like just blowing out marketing right away, but making sure we get the product experience right, the economics work well, and then you've seen us get gradually but steadily more aggressive on the marketing front over time.
All right.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. The next question is from James Yarrow from Goldman Sachs.
Good afternoon, and thanks for taking the question. Can you hear me?
We hear you and see you. Looking good.
Excellent. Thank you. So you recently added Indonesia as a new market. I was hoping you might be able to expand a little bit on international expansion. Where do you see, or what are the best markets in which you're planning to invest? How do you compare and contrast the attractiveness of the opportunity set in those markets, and also the go-to-market strategy? And perhaps if you could just sort of maybe differentiate between Europe versus Asia.
Yeah, I mean, I think this year is going to be a big year for international expansion. In the markets that we've already been live, namely UK and EU, you're going to see us continue to round out the product suite. And respond to customer feedback, and also introduce new platform level capabilities that actually are more useful outside the US, but can scale to every country. So multi-currency wallets as an example there, which we recently introduced in the UK. UK recently also added stock and shares ISAs, which is the retirement wrapper there. So in that market, you're actually seeing us go deeper and start going into market-specific functionality, leveraging our technology platform. In the EU is interesting because it's a little bit different how we're thinking about it. The EU is a test case for what Robinhood could look like if it was built entirely on crypto technology, on crypto rails. So we don't have traditional stocks there, but we have stock tokens. So that's where we're really pushing hard on tokenization. And I think you should see that accelerate this year too, because admittedly, the first version of our tokenization offering didn't have significant advantages over holding traditional stocks. But once we unlock the power of DeFi, then you get 24/7 trading. You get the ability to self-custody your stock. So you're actually seeing the introduction of advantages that are very difficult to replicate using the traditional rails, and some of the disadvantages, like things that people care about, like protection and things like that, we're going to continue to remove. So I think by the end of this year, you'll get to a point where the tokenized offerings are better than the traditional offerings, which is going to be really exciting. And we're going to continue to close the gap with other offerings in the EU as well. And then turning to Southeast Asia and the rest of the world, you'll see us launching in several new markets. And with each new market, you should expect less time bringing up core features, because we've spent time working with the regulator and also building these things with international in mind. It should be much quicker to ramp up in each market than in the first few. Similar good example, we didn't launch retirement in the US until, what was it, 2022? Well, in the UK, it's much sooner to add the local retirement wrapper after launch. So you'll see that continue. So where we now 750,000 international customers, yeah, I think you'll see that getting into the millions relatively quickly. And like I mentioned earlier, before too long, we'll be looking back and we'll say, wow, this business scaled much faster than we predicted. So we feel good.
Awesome.
That's really helpful. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks, James. The next question is from Dan Doloff at Mizuho.
Hey, Vlad. Hey, Shiv.
Dan Dolev.
Congrats.
Good to see you, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Great results as always. There's been some news today that have hurt some of your competitors on the impact of AI. And like, I'm scratching my head, I'm thinking, isn't Robinhood sort of the best AI company out there? Why aren't these things are actually huge tailwinds for you?
Well, I think they are. So if you look at, and I think AI is going to completely transform all aspects of financial services. On the trading side, we have the bets that we're making with Cortex on Legend and also Cortex in the app. And we also think, and by the way, Cortex Assistant, which is the AI assistant that's integrated into Robinhood, is rolling out in the coming weeks. So we're refining it internally, and that's like going to roll out to customers very soon. In terms of AI and advisory, two things there. I think you're going to see a lot of transformation in the industry. One side of it is going to be amazing self-serve tools, which is giving you an advisory-like experience, but where the individual user is calling the shots. The second is the workflows of an actual human advisor are going to be redefined and streamlined, and they'll be able to service more customers at dramatically lower cost. And we've got efforts underway for both. Actually, in the first one, Cortex providing advice to customers, we've started having conversations with regulators about how to bring that safely to customers. and we've got the technology to do it. Cortex has made tremendous progress. So it's just a matter of making sure that that rolls out safely. And, you know, we think it has the potential to transform the wealth management industry.
Great stuff. Thank you so much. Great results.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Dan. The next question is from Steven Chubak from Wolf.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks so much for taking my questions. So you'd mentioned underwriting to strong ROIs when building your expense plan. Is there anything we should infer about the level of revenue growth that you're budgeting for when building the plan? And just how much flexibility you have in the model, given your commitment to achieving profitable growth and also significant inroads that you've made in embedding AI to drive greater efficiencies over time?
Yeah, great question. Thank you, Steve. So a couple things I'll point to. First, our mantra is still profitable growth. We are a growth company. We're going to continue to invest for growth. We're seeing great things from our customers, so we're going to keep doing it profitably. So I think you can infer that from us, that means very simply, we expect revenue to grow faster than expenses, and that's how we build our plan. In terms of the ROI, we underwrite each thing to a good ROI on a standalone basis. So if it's a new product, we look at what is the long-term IRR, what can the margins be, and now more importantly, can it scale? It used to be, hey, a $10 million business moves the needle. Now it's, can this be a $100 million business in a few years? Those are just a couple of things we look at. Every time we do marketing, we look at both the payback periods, the incrementality, and make sure that those are also good investments. To your question on can we stay nimble? Absolutely. We're a technology company at heart. About 85 to 90% of our costs are fixed. So this gives us a lot of flexibility, but big picture, we don't want to oversteer. And so what you're going to see us is keep investing for growth. We love what we're seeing. And if anything changes, we have our hands on the wheel, but otherwise we feel great about the plan that we built.
That's great color. Thanks for taking my question.
All right. Thanks, Stephen. The next question is from Devin Ryan at Citizens. Okay, maybe we go to the next question.
Almost there.
Yeah. All right. Patrick Moley from Piper. You're up.
Yeah, can you hear me?
We hear you.
All right, great. Thanks for taking the question. I had another one on prediction markets, but I was hoping you could put a little bit more meat on the bones around Rothera. We estimate that you could see a 45% bump in economics if customers utilize contracts that are listed on your own venue. So could you just talk about some of the puts and takes there? Why not migrate all of your prediction market volume onto this JV over time? And what are the benefits that you see in continuing to partner with other prediction market venues? Thanks.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you have a comment on the economics, but I'll just tell you our primary North Star is how to deliver the best product experience to our customers. So we do anticipate that a significant portion of our volume will move over to Rothera, but that's not sort of our North Star. Our North Star is giving customers the best pricing, the best experience. And on the brokerage side, you've seen it with crypto. Now that we have Bitstamp, you've seen it with how we route orders on equities. That we prioritize execution quality, making sure customers get great execution. So I don't think that's going to change depending on the asset.
On the economic side, so the way it works is customers today pay 2 cents. 1 cent goes to Robinhood as the FCM, and then 1 cent goes to the exchange. When we have Rothera, we then control the full unit economics. I think your 45% number is referencing that we own 45% of the JV, Susquehanna owns 45%, and MIAX owns the other 10%. But the nice part is, as Vlad said, we'll control the full product stack, and we'll control the full monetization. So there's a lot of leverage you can do with that. You can give more value to customers. You can improve the unit economics. So we're super excited to get it online, both for the product experience, but also for the monetization as well.
And by the way, we're also going to be open to other futures commissions merchants and other counterparties connecting, and we'll be competing for that business. Not just providing a an additional execution venue for our orders. But we'd like to build a compelling market for getting other firms access to our marketplace.
All right, great. Thanks for that.
All right. Thank you, Patrick. The next question is from Evan from Stock Market News.
I appreciate you guys for letting me ask the question. Congrats on the fantastic quarter, as always. I want to ask you guys a little bit more about Robinhood Social in 2026 and kind of how you guys view targets and stuff there this year. And also if you view that as like an international segment or something you're really focused on the US first. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think with this product, since it benefits so much from a dense network, and we want to make sure that the product experience works really well and is integrated nicely into the rest of Robinhood, you'll likely see us launching and scaling it in the US before international. But over time, I think you'll see it coming international as well, particularly as the translation technologies get better and better, and you can have international customers benefiting from English content in the US. So you should expect it to come into international as well, but I'd expect the first for the first period of time to be iterated on in the US.
All right. Thanks for your question, Evan. The next question is from David Smith with Truist.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello.
Institutional volumes on Bitstamp saw a nice pickup in the fourth quarter, even as retail volumes declined from the third quarter, like Robinhood app volumes. Could you comment about how you're expecting that institutional retail mix to evolve over time, given your plans for the product offerings, and any thoughts on pricing across both retail with the app and Bitstamp, as well as institutional pricing? Thank you.
Yeah, maybe I'll talk about the exchange. You can hit pricing, Shiv. Yeah, we've been really excited about the growth in Bitstamp. I think that team has been cranking, and as we've integrated, we've actually seen an increase in market share, an increase in revenues and business performance, which I think is relatively rare for acquisitions. And I think what's going on there is, when we first started talking to our institutional customers, I remember I was at a lunch around the time of our CAN event, To Catch a Token, and they had some fairly basic complaints. They were like, "You're dropping our packets on the exchange side." Or our biggest request for an improvement is just making sure that all of our packets are properly processed, things like that. So, low-hanging fruit on just exchange resilience, reliability, how many transactions per second the matching engine can process, has been huge. And of course, we've got plenty more of that coming. And one benefit we have to bear, which is our retail offerings, is very attractive to institutions, and we have a great recipe for bringing in the retail volume, which in turn makes it more attractive for institutions to quote and make markets on exchange. And this is before all of our efforts to bring our tokenized offerings, which of course Bitstamp will be a big part of.
Yeah. On the pricing side, a couple of things I'll point you to. On the retail side, one big change we made last year is we moved to smart order exchange routing, which really means we want to be competitive for all types of customers. What we had found out before is for the most competitive customers, we actually need to lower pricing. And so that's what we did. And now we have the volume tiers. And you saw a little bit of this in Q4, where there was less market volatility and the casual trader stepped away, but we saw really strong engagement from the more active traders. And because of that, they're on the higher tiers, and this pricing come down a little bit. For us, we don't goal the teams on pricing. That's an output metric. We goal them on market share, and we're continuing to win market share there. And so what we'd expect is during periods of lower market volatility, you'll probably see more active traders engaged, which will bring down their overall take rate. And that's what we saw a little bit in Q4. And just to give you a little bit of color in January, to start the year, we're about 5 basis points lower relative to the average rebate rate we saw in Q4. And again, that's just due to more active traders being engaged relative to the more casual trader.
Yeah, and another thing that I didn't mention, but which we're very excited about, is the growth and scaling of our perpetual futures offerings outside the US. We've really continued making that product better and better, giving active traders access to better tools and more flexibility on the leverage. And we're getting really good feedback. So I think you should expect more things in the perpetual futures department this year.
All right. Thank you very much, Vlad and Shiv. The next question is from Brian Bedell with Deutsche Bank.
Great. Thanks very much. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. Maybe just back to prediction markets. Vlad and Shiv, what is your appetite for launching contracts in fundamental equities? So things like on KPIs and other earnings metrics that you could potentially link in with your equities trading business. So like an active trader experience that would also have a layer of fundamental investing as opposed to the other contracts. And then just on timing of Rothera, any info on more sort of precise timing on when you might launch that?
Yeah, sure. We're very interested in the potential to list more prediction markets around company KPIs and fundamentals, because obviously people come to Robinhood and they're one of the big draws is we think we're the best place to invest in stocks. So the more we create an ecosystem of information and products around individual stocks, I think the more useful that'll be with customers. And we have some company-related prediction markets already. You could see, for example, Tesla deliveries and things of that nature. As far as like financial KPIs, I think that's an area where we need some regulatory relief. So we're continuing to have conversations about that. But yeah, right now, like, not to get into the gory details, but some of these could fall into securities-based swaps and be under SEC. So there is some ambiguity and relief needed in order for us to list those.
And then on the Rothera piece, our goal is to get it operational. It actually just closed last week, and we're targeting by middle of this year. So stay tuned.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Back for a second shot at this. Devin Ryan from Citizens.
All right.
All right. You guys see me now?
Yes, we do.
Okay, good. Hey, Vlad. Hey, Shiv.
Hey, Devin.
Another AI question. And the question is really combining tokenization, kind of instant settlement 24/7 with AI. And I'm thinking like the future agentic AI, where it would seemingly allow for kind of exponential scaling of trading volume from here, maybe micro lending, a lot of other applications. So it'd be great to get thoughts on how you see tokenization and AI coming together. What do you think the time frame for that to happen is? And then what does that mean for Robinhood? It would seem like you guys are really well positioned, but I see it as like something that could exponentially change transaction activity. But love to get your thoughts as well.
Yeah, I mean, what I'll tell you, one of the compelling reasons why we're interested in tokenization outside the US and actually unlocking access to DeFi for our stock tokens is that it makes it easier and more interoperable to write agents and have software that integrates with these offerings, because there is a robust ecosystem of developers that are integrating with these blockchain protocols, and actually, you could argue the integration on the blockchain side is much easier and more streamlined than the typical like API integrations with brokerages. So I think that's going to be exciting to watch. I think it's a little bit early to proclaim that like a certain chain or a certain crypto will become, the way that AI agents communicate and pay each other. But I think if that does happen to be the case with the tokenized stocks offerings, and also as we go live with our stablecoin partnership with Paxos, we'll actually be really well positioned to do well and compete for the agent's business in that world.
Great, thank you.
All right, thanks, Devin. The next question is from Roy with Crossroads.
Roy.
Hey guys, good to see you. Thanks for having me. My question was on international expansion as well as Rothera, specifically as you're rolling out internationally. I'm kind of curious how you prioritize which products to initially launch, and is there a potential scenario or market where we see predictions markets being the first?
I thought you were going to ask me about that 50% direct deposit attach rate on our banking offering. You want to know about international prediction markets. Yeah, so right now prediction markets for us are US only. And I think, you know, we're in an interesting position because, as I mentioned, in the EU, we have like crypto powered Robinhood on crypto rails. And we also have the ability to scale our traditional brokerage business outside the US. So in addition to like traditional prediction markets ex-US, there's also the possibility of rolling out on-chain versions. So that's something we're looking at. I think you should expect some movement, but we don't have anything concrete to announce there.
Thank you.
All right. The next question is from Ramsey El Assal from Cantor.
Hi, guys. Thank you for taking my question this evening. I was wondering if you could comment a little bit further on the push into private markets in terms of the asset types that will be available through your platform, and also any color on sort of timeline and or regulatory or operational hurdles you need to get through to field those products. Thanks.
Shib has been running this product in addition to being CFO, so I'll let him speak to it.
Yeah, no, thank you. We're super excited about prediction markets. Big picture, we're in the quiet period for our first offering. Our N2 is publicly on file with the SEC, so we can't say too much more than that, but we're really excited to get this out for customers. When you look at the vision, the goal is that any private assets that have not been traditionally offered to retail, you should be able to offer in these 40 Act registered funds. Chairman Atkins came out recently and said these are the best vehicles to offer access to retail. And so you're going to see us to continue to push there. If you look at our filing, it gives us kind of broad capabilities to do that. But in general, these funds, if you look in the market, hold all types of assets. It can be private equities, it can be real estate, it can be credit. And so as we think about them, we think about what are our customers looking for? What are they most engaged in? But over time, you should see us be able to offer all of these asset classes. So stay tuned, and we're super excited.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Shiv. The next question is from Ed Engel from Compass Point.
Hi, thanks for taking my question. How are you thinking about the opportunity around Trump accounts ahead of their launch this year? Have you heard anything about how these could be structured, or whether Robinhood could even play a special role here?
Unfortunately, I can't share too much of the details of what we heard, but you know, we've been involved in this effort from the very beginning. We were part of the first summit on Trump accounts at the White House, and you know, I've made it clear to the administration, to the president personally, that I think this is a game-changing initiative. It's really one of the few initiatives that pretty much everyone agrees on, you know, regardless of where you lie on the political spectrum, and is very in line with our mission of making sure everyone benefits from our financial markets. So yeah, from the very beginning, we've said, you know, if we're fortunate enough to play a role, we will give our best people to make sure that, you know, this effort goes as smoothly and it's as high quality as possible. Because I think it being really high quality and being done with sort of like exceptional engineering is going to be a big part of its success. And I think the administration has done a really, really nice job with the rollout. There was a nice Trump account summit just a couple of weeks ago, and you can tell with you know, all of the folks making contributions and donating large amounts of money, that I think the future of the program is incredibly bright.
Great, thank you.
All right, thanks, Ed. The next question is from Ken Worthington from JP Morgan.
Hi, good afternoon. Nice seeing you all. Can you talk about your use of promotions and how that's evolving or expected to evolve in 2026? Is the size of the promotion budget expected to be bigger or smaller this year than last year? And as we think about 2026, does asset growth remain your focus, or are there other customer behaviors that you really want to prioritize?
Yeah, I can start with this one, Vlad. So first, on the promos, as we've said before, we really love the ROI that we're seeing, so we're going to continue to use them. One thing we're doing this year more than last year is we're making them more personalized. So the great thing about having phenomenal engineering is using AI and ML models, you can actually make it much more personalized over time, which is great for customers, but it also is a great ROI. In terms of the overall relative to last year, it was about 25% last year, and I would expect it to be roughly in that zip code for this year again, as we continue to make additional investments. Our top KPIs remain the same. It's market share for active traders, it's net deposits and gold subscribers for wallet share, and then it's NFAs and institutional accounts for our third arc. One thing that we've been focusing a lot internally is, in addition to growing net deposits 20% plus year over year, how do we really accelerate top of funnel growth even faster as well? And we have a lot of great ideas there. So our focus is going to remain the same, but we're going to keep investing. Vlad, anything you want to add?
The one thing that we didn't mention that just sort of flew under the radar is the market share growth. We've really had really strong results that have exceeded our expectations. Those of you who may be looking at the latest 606 reports probably noticed that the 606 reports show that looks like we become #1 in options industry-wide, which, you know, business goes on, but I thought it was just a good example of how the team's relentlessly making the experience better.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Ken. The next question is from Amit at Amit is Investing.
Hey, Vlad and Shiv, can you guys hear me?
Yes, hello, sir. How you doing?
Okay, congrats on a great quarter. Thanks for taking my question. My question's on banking. How do you guys see this expanding this year as you begin rolling it out? And I guess where do you think the flywheel takes place as more people bring more of their assets on? I know you guys are giving a very competitive rate on the savings APY. Can you speak to a little bit more of the business fundamentals and what it can do to further expand and diversify the business as banking rolls out?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so banking has gone off to a very strong start. You've heard us say, you know, over 400 million in assets on the platform. More than half of the people that fund end up funding with their direct deposit, which is pretty amazing attach rate so early in the product's life cycle. And we recently rolled out an increase to the rate that we offer on deposits, so 3.5% APY. I think what customers really appreciate about this offering is for customers that trust us with a significant portion of their assets. So if you have $100,000 or more across all Robinhood products, the experience on banking, the intent is for it to be flawless. So what people love is for those customers, we give you the APY, not just on savings, but also on checking. So not having to worry about, you know, moving money around to optimize the yield and, you know, having enough in checking to pay your bills, I think has been a huge pain reliever for customers, along with all the premium features like cash delivery in the markets that's gone live. Really, really positive feedback. In terms of ecosystem benefit, we always look for how to integrate our products together. And I think we've been able to do that with the banking product, even though it's actually in a separate app, which has been pretty interesting. The fact that you redeem to get the 3% cash back into brokerage has provided a very strong and durable link between the two products. And moreover, a bank account is actually the one prerequisite, well, more or less, there's other ways to fund your account, but by and large, everyone that opens up a Robinhood account has to have a pre-existing bank account for them to move money in and out of. And so by sort of like offering them that experience in-house, we can make it even more seamless with the ability to, you know, budget better, set goals, move large amounts of money between the accounts seamlessly. And allowing customers to have access to the industry-leading APY without leaving the platform, and bucketing it as a savings account separately, which I think is resonating. So you should see us continue to double down on that. The integration points will be thoughtful and very, very clear. And the banking team's got some aggressive goals. We think we can grow this thing.
On the flywheel piece, it's super simple. The more net deposits you have on Robinhood, the more assets, the better your experience is. So as Vlad said, if you have the $100,000 tier, that's across all of your different assets, you get even more value. Customers bring even more assets. We continue to give them even more value. And we're seeing that across all of our products, and in particular with banking. So super excited to give customers another way to trust us with their assets.
Okay, thanks for your question, Amit. The next question is from Michael Cypress from Morgan Stanley.
Great, thanks for taking the question. Just wanted to ask about tokenization. If something you could update us on your partnership on the stablecoin side, how you see that ramping and contributing, what are some of the milestones here in 26? And then more broadly on the tokenization of real world assets, maybe you could speak to some of the steps you're taking, including across private markets, how you see that contributing, including the US, to the business over the next 12, 24 months versus, say, looking out over the next 5 years? And what do you see as some of the key hurdles to adoption?
Yeah, I'll field that one, Mike. Thank you. So I think we have pretty good confidence that tokenization of private markets is going to be very powerful and highly resonant outside the US. And it would clearly work very, very well inside the US as well, pending the hurdles around accreditation and all the other things, crypto market structure. When we were running our stock token giveaway of OpenAI and SpaceX in the EU, we saw that it resonated with customers. And remember, this is just it was a giveaway. It was relatively small amounts of these companies, and they were not tradable. But even so, you could tell that there's a hunger among the retail customer base for exposure to these private companies. So a big part of this year is figuring out the path to offering a compelling product for private markets, both in the US with Robinhood Ventures and overseas through tokenization. And just making sure we work with our regulators to offer these products safely and in a form that resonates with customers. But where early signs are that if we unlock it, such a differentiated offering, there's really no other place where you can get it at scale through a reputable, trusted financial institution. So if we can unlock that, it's going to be very differentiated and draw in a lot of assets.
All right. Thank you, Mike. For our last question, last but certainly not least, Tanner from Future Investing.
Tanner.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. My question was just regarding broader capital allocation strategy for you guys for international expansion. Are you guys planning on essentially going after those licenses yourself as you enter new regions and countries, or do you want to acquire to enter and expand into new regions?
Gosh, I hate not answering Tanner's question, but it's capital allocation, so I think you have to take it.
No, we partner super closely in capital allocation. I think the main point is it'll be both. There will be some countries where we will do it organically. You saw that in the UK, you saw that in the EU. There'll be some countries where we are accelerate by going non-organically. For example, Wonderfy, our Canadian acquisition, which hasn't closed yet. And there'll be some companies where we'll do both. And so for us, we want to be able to serve customers in every single country. What we look for is what's speed to market and what's the best ROI. And then we're kind of indifferent to which way we get there.
And by the way, one of the first books Shiv recommended to me was The Outsiders. So if anyone is looking for a good book on capital allocation, that was a nice one. Yeah, I think what I've said in the past around this is we don't want to get into the business of stapling platforms and doing these like massive infrastructure integration projects. I think if you've seen what has happened in the past to our big competitors, that's sort of like what has ground them to a halt. Not to say we won't continue to make acquisitions, but I think the acquisitions you've seen us make currently it's great assets, great teams with complementary technologies that we don't already offer in-house. Example being, Bitstamp, which has gone smoothly. So I think where you get into trouble is if you just get like a duplicative stack and then you end up spending years integrating. So we're very cognizant of that. But yeah, otherwise, we're going to continue to acquire. We're going to continue to make our core platform better and internationally scalable, and we'll have both paths available to eventually serve customers in every jurisdiction.
All right. Well, that concludes the Q&A portion of our call. Before we end the call, I'd like to pass it back to Vlad or Shiv for any closing remarks.
Just want to welcome Shiv, and again, thank you for all the engagement from the entire community. Not just sell side analysts, but also buy side and our finance content creators. 2025 was a big year. 2026, we're definitely not getting complacent. There's so much to do. The roadmap is full, and the team is just cranking because we see a unique opportunity to become the primary beneficiary of the 100 trillion plus wealth transfer. So brick by brick, thank you for being with us on the journey.